Not every geek with a Commodore 64 can hack into NASA.
This one's dedicated to all the hackers. Yo. Even out, settle scores quick. Our disaster recovery requires even more discs. Put your bytes up, prove it or you forfeit. Got my C64 and we blew it into orbit. M-Bison with 8 straight perfects. Overload emotions make hate break circuits. In case you heard, it's a name fake service. Optimize our runtime to escape verdicts. Got an integer scope flow that they can't sign. Passing code, didn't sanitize command lines, landmine. So before they'll see me after, I'm advice dog, courage, woke plus velociraptor. Don't prove we're human unless we really have to. My team built schemes that destroy, recapture. Hate what they see, finish this chapter. By the way, we're not any geeks, we hack into NASA. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Got this vodka and this Red Bull, they still give me wings. So we drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. 0 through 3, we're in every single ring. I'm just waiting till my BlackBerry dies, cause I'll replace it with the Raspberry Pi. Don't compare to this track, it makes everything they said dull. Neutralize any threat, turn Red Skull to Dev Null. They killed virus writers that we mentioned, but instead they ascended to the VX heavens to reincarnate as live wires. Still inside we hide ciphers and sign device drivers. Which school will we hit next? They didn't learn the format, so we've got a print F. Next step is a chin check. Freestyles that I spit best, they didn't decrypt yet. I crush internet MCs and rhyme battles. Get your Wi-Fi tackled, hacked by pineapple. I don't think you'll like my Snapple, cause I popped it with vodka in a cyanide capsule. We drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Got this vodka and this Red Bull, they still give me wings. So we drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things.
You know there's gonna be security, right?
First we drink all the booze, then hack all the things. Then backdoor the firmware on anything you bring, regardless of the hardware, service or encoding. Connected to the internet and someone's gonna own it. This is for the pirates that clap and love the sound. Attacking from the cloud, then we're back in underground. There's no masking from us now. We pop tornadoes around the globe, track and hunt you down. Hacked on schedule, add it to your calendar. Devices online, here comes another challenger. State infiltrated, so undercover. This is for my comrades who stare at the debuggers and trace every buffer. Examining the code flow, haven't been to sleep, better pop another no-dose. I think I'll need a planet-sized urn, cause some men just wanna watch the world burn. Your turn.
Stay out of jail.
Technologically possible, yeah.
Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Got this vodka and this Red Bull, they still give me wings. So we drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. Drink all the booze, hack all the things. 0 through 3, we're in every single ring.
I mean, these servers have more firewalls than the devil's bedroom.
Hack all the things. Drink all the booze. Hack all the things. Hack all the things. Hack all the things. Things. 0 through 3, we're in every single ring. Hack all the things.
Yeah, well, good luck, man.
Ladies and gentlemen and everyone around, welcome to UHC!
Yes! Welcome to UHC, everyone!
tonight. We have one more match. It's our 28th edition, if I'm not mistaken. I always get the number wrong, so who knows? Welcome to our, the staff is giving me thumbs up. I got it right. Yay. Thank you, staff. Thank you, Isa. So I'm your host tonight, everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Marina Chavada. Just as UHC, I am also from Brazil. So you're going to see me struggle with English throughout the night. This is, for those who don't know, I'm a social engineer. For those who don't know, UHC is Ultimate Hacking Championship. Is a CTF. It's played by 10 people, the top 10 players that got qualified yesterday actually, through the Discord server of UHC. And tonight they're gonna play against each other for a cash prize. If you don't know what CTF is Capture the Flag. It's a technical competition, a hacking technical competition. And the players tonight have to go through 3 to 4, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 4. The staff can thumbs me up if they if they know. 4 flags, which means 4 technical challenges they have to go through, either breaking into systems or finding out where those technical challenges are hidden in the system, and then submitting their rightly, therefore gaining points and winning the championship by the end of the night. We're going for 3 hours or root flag. Whoever gets root flag first wins. So one of those two. Either we go up to 3 hours and then it's the end. Whoever gets more points wins, or whoever gets root first wins. So this is our deadlines here of tonight's match. UHC CTF is run by Hacking Esports, a Brazilian company. UHC creator Igor founded Hacking Esports company and turned UHC into its first hacking championship. The idea is to have more CTFs along the way. The plan is to turn CTF into an official esports in the long run, using CTF as a learning platform and engaging as many people as possible during the live streams. So we have narrators on a live CTF on the internet, so that's quite new. That's quite rare to see. There's a whole set of UHC social media profiles if you want to know a little bit more about it. If you want to know more about the guests that we already had throughout our 28 editions. We have Instagram for news. We have LinkedIn for partnerships. We have YouTube for past editions. So if you want to watch the past editions with like Ipsac or Nahumsac or anyone actually, you can go to our YouTube and watch the past editions. We have the Discord server. We also have Twitter and the Discord server. The Discord server is important because not only gathers all the players and fans, but it's where people play also other CTFs together with each other, like Try Hack Me and Hack the Box and so forth. But it's also where the qualifying rounds happen. So if you want to compete here live on Twitch with us narrating, you got to go for the Discord server and you got to wait for Saturday, because Saturday is when the qualifying rounds happen there. And then if you qualify yourself, if you're in the top 10 players, then you get to play here with us on Sunday on Twitch. You can also meet new people. You can play CTF together. So you got the idea. I would like to thank tonight's sponsors and partners as well. So we have here up top, we have X Labs. X Labs is a Brazilian company and they're pretty cool. They're always hiring. They're always needing new people. They have an amazing culture there, amazing security culture there. So it's a great company. So if you're interested in working in Brazil, maybe give them a call. And they're looking for they're actually in need of a lot of talented people. We have Crawlsec here. Crawlsec not only is a web hacking learning platform, but also is the company from Kadu, we're gonna get to know a little bit more about Kadu at the end, where we're gonna meet the winner and interview, because Kadu is also the dude that develops the most machines here that you're gonna see here in the CTF. So this dude is a monster. He does a bunch of the machines for the qualifying rounds and also for the CTFs on Sundays, and they're all different. So he's insane. He's like out of this world good on making putting CTFs out there. And at the end of the stream, we're gonna go through the walkthrough with him of the flags. We also have Hack the Box tonight, which also comes with a very nice surprise, not only for the players, but everyone in the chat too. So we're gonna have prizes for all the top 3 players of tonight's match from Hack the Box. Is, if I'm not mistaken, is 3 months Pro Lab for the first place, 1 or 2 months Pro Lab for the second place, and I think it's 1 month or 6 months VIP for the third place tonight. I'm gonna go check the numbers, but I know it's Pro Lab, and then all right, the staff is pointing to the chat here. All right, so first place is 3 month Pro Lab, second is 1 month Pro Lab, third is 1 month VIP plus, and we're gonna have also a giveaway from Hack the Box tonight at the end of our stream. So stay with us. You don't have to do nothing. You just have to literally stay with us here in the chat. And we're gonna give away an annual VIP plus subscription. That is correct. You just heard me right. You just have to stay here with us and enjoy tonight's match. That's it. That's as simple as it is. All right. Let me go check if the championship. All right, so we still have a few minutes, and I would like to introduce then. Oh, I completely forgot to talk about Hecate, right? Also, thanks to my own company, Hecate, that is sponsoring also UHC, and I forgot. Hecate is a marketing and communications and trainings agency specialized in information security. So we do understand that talking about hacking and security is very complicated, and it can be hard, it can be a headache, and we know how to talk your language, so that's it, that's what we do. All right, enough talking. Let me bring here my beautiful co-host of tonight's match. You all know him as my husband, but you also may know him as well as Intady from Duo Core. Hi.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey.
How's it going?
Look at his beautiful little rapper face.
That is the professional terminology. That's what we call it in the rap game. Beautiful little rapper face.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah, sure. My name is Int80. I am the rapper in a group called Dual Core. I hack computers and make rap music about it. I put out my first solo EP, I guess, 2 weeks ago now. And so thank you for everyone who has listened to it. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun to make. I've got videos on YouTube, and it's on all of the streaming services. So wherever you get music, you can find my rap music. Also, I'm excited to be here for another week of UHC. The preliminary rounds looked pretty cool yesterday, so I'm excited to see what bubbles up in this final round of the top 10 players from yesterday's qualifiers. And I'm especially excited to be joined by a few of my favorite troublemakers tonight, guest hosting with us.
All right. For those who didn't listen to the solo EP of Intady, go look for it. It's called Loyalty. It's pretty freaking. It's pretty freaking dope. You're gonna hear me curse a lot tonight, y'all. It's pretty fucking dope. It's about Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, because we were rewatching it, and he just like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna make a rap album about it. I'm like, fuck yeah, go do that shit. And it was awesome. It has a lot of video clips from FMA as well. And if you like nerdcore, if you don't know what nerdcore, go right now research what is nerdcore, because you're just losing time in your life. And go search what nerdcore is. Duo core music is really freaking worth it. It has a lot of very amazing songs. Just like we heard in the countdown video, Hack All the Things. And that's pretty much it. I think it's about time we bring our guests tonight, don't you think?
Yeah, let's get them on here.
All right, so our guests of tonight's match. Welcome.
I don't know if we were worth all that.
Yeah, that's a lot of intro for us.
I thought the drum roll needed to be longer.
Okay, wait.
Oh,
Wait. So our guests of tonight's match. Fuck my arms.
We should have ran.
That was adequate.
All right.
Don't you have all kinds of equipment that can do drum rolls? Without no problem?
Yeah, but it's back there on the shelf behind me.
Welcome, everyone. Do you want to introduce our guests?
Yeah, we are joined by Ryan and Justin, or Liz Borden and Homeless Hacker on Twitter, and they are amazing hackers. So I will let them intro themselves and I don't know, tell y'all what y'all should know about them.
Hi, I'm Homeless Hacker. Just really happy to be here. Real happy to be here on Sports Ball Sunday for the special Super Bowl edition of of this evening. So, yay! Yeah,
Yay!
Really, just excited to be here. Really excited to be here.
All right. Okay. Thank you for the hype.
I'm not going to be that good. I'm Ryan of Liz Borden. Oh God, I'm just old. You say you call us awesome hackers, and I just say we're old.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, let's admit it. Like, I mean, how many of us have watched the old Tiger Team videos, and he gets so mad look, the head just went down. How many of us saw that and said, we want to do what that guy does? Like, you can't even lie about that. Yeah, like, all of us. Like, yeah, little goosebumps here. Like, it was actually really funny. A couple of years ago, I think right before we were all in NOLACon, I was working on my master's degree. And sure as shit, I get into my class, and I've got to watch a video with him in it. I'm like, do I get extra credit if I can say I work with him? Like,
Test out of the class.
Yeah, I tried.
Show and tell.
Yeah.
As a social engineer myself and a physical pen tester back in Brazil, it's not a huge thing. Not a lot of people do it, and fewer talk about it. So for a long time, I just thought I was doing crazy shit by myself. And I'm like, man, at some point I'm gonna get arrested or something. But this is so fun, and I was doing under contract. Let me tell you, it was. But since it was not that popular, I was like, "What? I don't know what I'm doing." And then I watched one of those videos of Tiger Team. I was like, "Oh my God, this exists! This is a thing! I'm so happy!"
I'm glad that's something we did 12 or 13 years ago now.
Yeah, again, you're old.
Still makes people smile.
It does.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, when we did that back then, there was no real outside of core security. There wasn't really physical security pen testing. Not that anybody talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it was fun to do.
Yeah, and y'all did it on like high profile targets on the show, which was amazing, right? Like turning the car around in the car dealership in Beverly Hills and breaking into the jewelry store. Like that's some like high profile stuff that nobody ever gets to do, really.
Yeah, well, definitely don't have to do it with a camera crew following them.
Exactly. I was like, "Oh my God, man, those times, huh? Those golden times." Because there's the whole camera crew following around a physical pen test. I cannot imagine that nowadays.
There were threats.
I do think, though, that Tiger Team was the first time that I ever saw ARFID cloning actually happen. Like, it was like a threat that people knew about, and they're like, it could happen, but I never saw anybody do it. And y'all were the first ones that I actually saw pull it off.
Yeah, and that's the jewelry store episode. But Luke's got most of it in that backpack. The thing was huge. It was a giant car battery for power. The only thing you really see him do is hold on to the little reader part of it. The rest of it's all jammed in the backpack.
Yeah, that's amazing. And now it's like smaller than a cell phone that you can.
Yeah, I think that was the
walk
other
by.
thing. That was about $1,000 to $1,500 worth of hardware.
Yeah.
Now it's like $300 from China. Fits in your hand.
Jeez, y'all are old. No, I'm just kidding.
You're catching up, so
I know. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I'm not the one saying that, so I'm glad.
I just wanted to say thank you to Random936 subscribing to us with Prime. That's amazing. Appreciate y'all. And also we've got a random Miss Jackalope in the chat. What up?
Oh, what?
Oh.
Are you
Con
kidding
Hacker
me?
DJ family.
And Fusion is also there. Hi, Fu. I see you. Hi, everyone from the chat.
All the way from
Welcome.
the UK.
It was crazy. Last match we were talking about where everyone was from, and there were people from Portugal, from Cambodia, from Australia, from places I don't even remember. UK, a lot of people from UK. So it's really dope. Everyone, if you're there in the chat, let us know where you're from, and so we can put here on our screen here and
Post
give you
pictures of
shout
your
outs.
houses.
Yes. Post pictures of your credit cards.
Don't do
Your
that.
vaccination cards.
Your vaccination card. I don't care about your credit card anymore. I just want your vaccination card.
Priorities. All right, so we're gonna introduce tonight's players. Let's see who's gonna play tonight's match. Is everything okay?
Yeah, we're just laughing at the cat, who's very interested in watching UFC. Apparently.
So that's what cats do.
Catch
All
the
right.
details.
Let's see who's gonna play tonight's match. The Ultimate Hacking Championship 28th edition, and our first player that we have. All right, we started with last edition champion João Ribeiro.
Nice.
I think he changed back his name from John the Ripper.
Yeah, it's supposed to be John the winner this week.
Exactly. Come on, John. Come on. We talked about this, bro. So João Ribeiro is a very bright kid from Brazil, and we play around that his name is João. It's a Brazilian name, and David cannot say this name for the love of God. And so we changed his name for John for, the American tongue to be able to pronounce it. And he won last night. I was so happy. John keeps coming back to UHC. He keeps playing like every time, every round, and he finally won one of the matches last match, and I was just so happy. So tonight I'm really happy that he's back, and I hope he also wins. But I don't know who else is playing, so let's see.
I think he keeps returning to give me more and more chances to mess up his name. I think that's the real motivation there. But yeah, John the Rivers, welcome back.
Let's see. Let's see if our dear guests can say João name, because all the guests can. Just Intade cannot. Can you say João?
Ryan and Justin, you're on the spot.
Joe?
Yeah, Joe.
Joe?
Joe?
He'll be
Oh.
Joe.
All right, so it's not John anymore now. It's
It's
Joe.
just Joe.
It's Joe. Hey, come on.
Kid.
I mean, I know you're fighting with the accent, but I mean, I speak fluent hillbilly, so these names are going to be. I apologize now because they're just going to get butchered.
Yeah, and I grew up in the South too, so we're both screwed.
Yeah.
We have also Mateus Mintel, another
Mateus.
player that keeps coming. That was way better. That was not Joe. So
Yeah.
Mateus, another Brazilian player that keeps coming back. I can't remember, but I don't think he won yet, right? So maybe tonight is his night. So Mateus, we are definitely cheering for you, mate.
Absolutely. Welcome back.
And we also have come on. All right. We also have Bigos, another player that keeps coming back, another veteran here of UHC. Did Bigos ever won? I can't remember.
I don't think that they've won any of the final rounds, but they are continually appearing in the finals.
Yes.
So that means they're doing well in the qualifying rounds. So this might be their week.
Exactly. All right. We have also Felipe Vasque, another veteran, another player that keeps coming back, keeps qualifying. This is amazing. These kids are playing CTF week after week after week in qualifying round after round. And that's an amazing skill because the qualifying rounds are not that easy. Actually, you'll see tonight, maybe the CTF tonight is very hard. It depends on what Kadu was feeling, in his heart when he made those, if he wanted to see people cry at the end or not. So we're going to find out.
And Felipe did pretty well last week, so I'm kind of hopeful this week.
We have Dante. Dante's back. He was playing last week. He was a newcomer last week, and now he's back. Is he from Brazil? I can't remember. I don't think he is, right?
I don't know that we ever sorted the origin, but I just remember I was super excited that I happened to correct or figure out that OX65 was a lowercase e just on the fly without having to look it up last week. I was like, yes, I do know at least one thing. I can figure one thing out. But yeah, Dante did well last week too, and it was their first week, so glad to have them back again.
That was indeed impressive. All right. Okay, we have Celesian here. So for those who don't know who Celesian is, he is just the reigning champion so far. He is a 4 or 5-time champion. I can't even remember. He won a lot of UHCs already.
Yeah, and I think he's only 17, and he's only been hacking for like a year and a half or something like that. Right, yeah. So
this kid's a monster.
Now, this kid's going to make you feel old.
Yep, yeah, and he posted on Twitter like a week or two ago that he had finished all of the active boxes on Hack the Box. So it's just like super impressive. Like, I mean, if I had the time, I wouldn't even be able to do that, but he's got the time and the know-how to do it, apparently.
Fusion commented, did he get bitten by a radioactive hacker?
Yeah.
I think so. Because this kid is a monster. So, Celesian, if you're listening to me, please give us at least 1 hour for CTF commenting tonight so we can have a little bit of fun at least.
Yeah, Celesian has won in the past in like 45 minutes or 35 minutes, something like that.
Wow.
Gotten through all the flags. So you never know.
All right. We also have Ricardo, another veteran here. We are filled with veterans tonight. This is going to be a nice match.
Yeah. Ricardo, another weekly returner. Although this person looks new.
Yeah. I think we have at least one newcomer, Gabrofo. I don't freaking know how to read this shit.
Gabe. Just call him Gabe.
Gabe.
Yeah, Gabe.
Welcome, Gabe.
That's Gabe Rollo.
Yes.
And we have
Eclipse.
I like
Eclipse. Eclipse is, I think, his second or third match. He is not such a new player, but he is definitely younger. Not younger, but he is a little bit less experienced in UHC than the other ones that I told you to draw about. And we have PHX Phoenix also coming back, another veteran, another player from Brazil. And that's pretty much it, y'all. This is our 10 players up tonight. We have a bunch of veterans. We have Celesian and João as former champions. And we also have one newcomer. So this should be interesting tonight. All right. I already got word that we have started. So let me share here my my Discord stream with y'all. This Discord stream that you're going to see the championship happening is not the public Discord that we have the link here on the chat. This Discord is a private Discord that only us here, the commentators, have access to. So you cannot enter this Discord. You can only watch this here with us on the live stream on Twitch. Yeah. And we have officially started, yo. UHC has started.
So on the screen, it looks like there is output from WP scan. I thought that was maybe what that was. I only caught the terminal for just a second. But let's.
I'm trying to watch. I'm going to mess up the name. I'm just going to say number 6. And if he doesn't slow down a little bit, I'm going to end up puking before the end of this. I'm getting seasick trying to follow what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of these kids come out of the gate super fast. Like some of them have their own tooling that they've written that is just like launching stuff like for recon right away.
Yeah, he went right after WordPress.
Nice. Yeah. So we've got a Celesian on screen now and doing some web enumeration there. It looks like they found.
He's just flying through it.
Has already enumerated the version, it looks like. And looks like he's just going for published CVEs. Usually with WordPress, I look at like themes and plugins that are installed.
Plugins are the trick with WordPress.
Absolutely.
If you do a good enough job keeping your actual WordPress install up to date, you'll still get screwed by plugins.
Yeah. I mean, and on one side, on the engineering side, I feel like it's pretty commendable that they were able to build a framework that made it welcoming for new developers, right? But then on the security side, it's awful.
Yeah, they could do. What do you think? Do they need to do more auditing on their plugins, or how do you fix that problem?
Well, the plugins are made by the community, right? By and large. So I think the issue is like probably the ideal solution is something about like sandboxing, right? And making it so that plugins can't do dangerous things. Building a platform that's flexible but does not allow for bad security behaviors.
Yeah.
But
there's always ways to break out of that sandbox.
For sure.
Everyone, if you pay attention to the chat, I just posted the scoreboard link there so you can all see whoever is getting points or not. And as you can see, Blue Dragon Sec already wrote exclamation points in the chat. For those who are new here on UHC, we have a betting system going on right now. In our Twitch store here on the channel, you can spend your Twitch points that you get here on the chat by either buying stuff that can mess around with the players' strategies. Just like you can buy time off of the scoreboard. You can put the scoreboard down and offline so people cannot access the scoreboard for like 5 minutes. You can buy that on the store. You can also buy players' time. Sorry?
David, was that one of your things to like not let the scoreboard be seen?
I would do that when I ran CTFs. Sometimes I'd like disable the scoreboard at the end. So people would like lose their minds as to like who was actually winning or what the positions were. But I did not propose it in this setting. So somebody else was devious on their own regard. I don't get the credit or the blame.
So you can play around with us. You can mess with the players' strategies, and you can also tip us or help us support us in our store. You can donate to our channel. You can please also subscribe to our channel, either Prime or into other tiers. And you can also bet your points. So your betting goes. You have to bet your Twitch points by the number of the Discord room here that we have, crossed with the player's name. So for you to bet, you have to write the player's Discord room number in your bet here on the chat. So I'm going to tell you what players are in which room so you all can bet. Okay? So here we go. In room number 1, we have João Ribeiro, our past champion, the champion of last week's match. On room number 2, we have Matheus Pimentel, the veteran of UHC. On room number 3, we have Bigos, another veteran. On room number 4, we have Felipe Vasque, another veteran. Room number 5, we have Dante coming back from last match. Room number 6, we have Celesian, the biggest champion that we had here on UHC. Number 7, we have Ricardo, another UHC veteran. Number 8, we have Gabe, our newcomer tonight. Number 9, we have Eclipse, another player that keeps coming back now, but still not a veteran. And number 10, we have Phoenix, another UHC veteran. So now you can bet your Twitch points here on the chat, just writing the Discord number, the Discord room number of the player that you want to bet your points. The betting only goes for, I think 1 or 2 hours from now. So in the last hour of the championship tonight, you cannot bet anymore. So if you want to place your bets, do it quickly.
If we bounce over to Dante, it looks like they found an arbitrary file read. I see Dante's got burp repeater up, and then they're passing a file path into this particular parameter. And so they had Etsy password up in the response on the right side. So I think now they're just kind of doing some like on the fly recon of like, how do I look around in Linux? So some of these kids, they've got experience in different things, right? Like Dante, for example, we see is running on Windows. And so it's quite possible that Dante doesn't have a lot of Linux experience, and they're trying to figure out their way around in a Linux environment on the fly here, live in front of the entire internet.
Hey, when's a better time to learn it? I mean, how much stuff have we taught ourselves on site? Oh yeah, I totally know how to get past that. Can you please leave the room for a couple minutes?
Yep. And like on a weird way, airplane flights are like a really good learning environment for me. I can't tell you like how many bugs I've fixed or how many things I've like cracked or reversed while on a flight. Cause I'm like, okay, the plane's going to land in like 3 hours. I've got like this much time. I'm going to try to get this thing done in this much time, pop up in the laptop and go. So let's see here. So one of the things that was interesting to me about this local file inclusion was the HTTP response code is still 500, which is like, it's like an error, right? Like something went wrong with the server, but like you're still getting your payload to land. Now, I feel like with a file read, like Etsy password would be good, right? You can see what user accounts are on the system. Etsy hosts are good. You might be able to see like what other systems this host knows about or identifies as. And then for me, I think in WordPress, I would be going for like WP config so I could pull out credentials for WordPress. I don't know. What do y'all think about if you got an arbitrary file read in this kind of context?
With WordPress, I would go with what you were saying. I'm gonna look for usernames. And sorry, I still do some of the old school things to spray and pray against against the good old username base, because let's face it, password is still the number one password.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? The RockU dictionary file?
Yeah.
Yep.
That still works.
Yeah. It's horrifying how well that thing still works.
Oh yeah, and here we go. We just had on the screen Dante was pulling up WP config, trying to get that file contents. But one of the tricks is you gotta know what the file system path is, right? So like, is your WP config under var-dub-dub? Is it under var-dub-dub HTML? Is it there's like a separate subdirectory maybe? Some of that you can glean from the URL potentially, right? Like this is like fly.uhclabs.com. We see it as the domain. So maybe there's like a subdirectory that's like fly potentially.
Well, yeah, I was watching Joe maybe 5 minutes ago do the same thing through the web browser. Just take the directory path and pull stuff up.
Nice. Yeah. So another thing here I see is wildfly in the Etsy password.
The user.
And pollinate as well. So those I like landscape. I'm not like, I don't normally see those on systems. So those are other things that I might think about looking at. I like this, looking for SSH private keys. Very cool. Right, because I think they identified somehow that it was an Ubuntu host running under the hood. And so, if it's like an EC2, the default EC2 user for Ubuntu would be Ubuntu. So that's a good call. And if you can get the SSH private key and SSH in, usually those default users like Ubuntu or EC2 user in EC2 can like sudo to root immediately.
Right.
Looks like Mateus has pulled up some interesting stuff here and is having the usual frustration of wanting to go through and just type in search through using bash. Like I have a keyword. I know what I'm looking for. Yep.
Oh, yep. Also, it looks like Miss Jackalope cheered us 100 bits. Thank you so much, Miss Jackalope.
Woohoo!
I want to
Thank you, Karen.
tell a quick Miss Jackalope story. Actually, my first year that I ever went to DEF CON, Miss Jackalope reached out to me and said, "Hey, like, congratulations on coming to DEF CON. Have you ever been here before? And if not, like, let me tell you about it." So she gave me like all this amazing advice. Like, she was like, "Rule number 1, get a water bottle and keep water with you at all times." And that's like, to this day, that is the rule number 1 that I tell everybody that is their first time going to DEF CON, is to drink a bunch of water while you're there. And then she also told me, make business cards and like give business cards to people. And that was the way that I connected with so many people my first time at DEF CON. So Miss Jackalope was like huge in helping me get set up for success starting at DEF CON.
I will actually give a kudos out to Miss Jackalope as well. My first security job here in Colorado, she sat directly behind me and watched me struggle my first day at work when I was nervous as hell. And just came up and said, "You can't screw it up that bad." And gave me a nice pat on the back and walked away.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. And she spins amazing beats as well. Like every time I've been at a party where she's playing, it's always an awesome time.
We miss you. We cannot wait to see you again.
Yeah, hopefully we can all give each other hugs next year. Let's see. So yeah, on screen they're looking at this like wildfly thing, and I guess it's something with JBoss maybe. I don't know. It's but I like it. They're trying to use the file read. So it looks trying to use the file read to get config files for this wildfly stuff. Yeah, I'm like really curious to see that so many weeks on UHC, there's some kind of application or technology or service that I've never seen before. So I learn something new every single week, and it's one of the reasons why I'm always excited for Sunday.
Oh, it's part of the reason Ryan and I definitely signed up. It's like, I can't tell you how many times now we're learning from our new guys more than we know now. Like, definitely one of the great things. Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, changing the game for sure.
Uh-oh, scoreboard is down. Someone already bought time off the scoreboard.
It was not me. Maybe.
Yeah.
I just want to say thanks to everybody for joining us as well. I saw a bunch of y'all are from other parts of the world. I saw like Portugal. I saw several from the UK. I saw Puerto Rico. So I just want to say thanks to everybody for tuning in. I'm kind of guessing that most of the viewers that are watching are not from the US, since I feel like a lot of the US viewers might be watching the sports ball currently, which is totally good.
The sports ball.
L sports ball is as we call it in other parts of the world.
Yep. With L Brady.
Yes. Let's see. So why don't we bounce over? We were watching Mateus, and Mateus is kind of checking out the wildfly stuff. Ryan or Justin, do y'all see anybody that's looking at anything cool currently?
I was trying to figure out what Celesian's doing. I think he's
Sorry.
doing subdomain brute forcing. I couldn't really tell.
Nice.
He's
One thing I
bouncing
wanted to
around
call out that I saw Celesian doing earlier, which I really liked, was Celesian was putting in filters in Burp to filter responses that had the flag prefix of UHC curly brace. And I always like that as like kind of a metagaming aspect about playing CTF is, not only is it like just hacking, but it's thinking about like how did the creators of the challenge design the challenge? Like what are some ways that they might not have anticipated that I might find a flag? Or like, what are some ways I can quickly get a flag? And so just being on the lookout for the flags is like always a benefit. And I don't think we've really seen that much here on UHC where the players are, kind of scoping out for the flag as they just continue to like do their recon.
Mm-hmm. I'm back to Nmap.
Never underestimate the power of Nmap.
Yeah. I like mass scan as well. Like I generally do like a run with mass scan, trying to identify open ports first, and then I like dig more into like what's actually running on those ports with Nmap and the scripts that are available in the library.
As long as everybody's doing full port scans, don't skip shit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think mass scan is so nice as like a cursory run, because it'll like tear up through the UDP ports super fast, whereas Nmap seems to hang out for quite a long time unless you tune it. So you can kind of get your results back faster to then start pulling on threads and digging.
Just as long as the client's not running an AS400 and you throw mass scan at it.
Yeah, for sure. I've heard some stories. I'll just leave it at that. As
we can give stories. What happens when you run Nmap against a really badly written IP stack?
Things crash.
Like heating and air conditioning systems, yeah. And they fail open.
Ooh wee.
It's really hot, really fast.
Oh wow.
It's fine for a data center, we found out.
Scoob here is asking, I'm new to CTF. Do the flags have a common format? Like, is it always obvious what the flag even is? Definitely not.
But in UHC, it is. The flags have a prefix of UHC and then a curly brace. But sometimes we were talking about like being on the lookout and filtering for flags. I've seen some of the challenges where they put the flags in, but then they'll have like a space. So it'll be like U space H space C space curly brace. And so if you're just like grepping or you're searching only for UHC curly brace, you'll miss that, right? So you got to pay attention to a bit there. Also, thanks to Lorenz Streams for subscribing with Prime. Appreciate it. Thanks for helping us do our thing. Let's see. So we're watching Celesian, and Celesian's kind of tearing up stuff right now. I'm just going to poke down to Eclipse and see, because Eclipse had some pretty good progress in their first couple weeks, and it looks like they've got. I'm guessing it's Tmux based on the look, and they've got, I guess, a tool called WP Recon, which is a new one to me. I haven't seen that before.
WordPress
Recon. WordPress Recon, tool for WordPress exploration. Nice. I only knew WP Scan. Another new thing I learned in UHC. And we're still in the early game. It's amazing.
How many people will be downloading that tonight?
Yep.
Fusion has asked if the UHC stuff is all web-based.
It is not. Usually the initial parts of the kill chain are. So I think like a lot of the first flags, you might find a flag in like view source, like in an HTTP response. And then there's usually one or two web bugs like deserialization or server-side template include or server-side request forgery. But then you end up with a shell on the system. And sometimes you even have to pivot, right? Sometimes you have to get out of a container, pivot to a different host. Sometimes there's like Kubernetes. So it definitely becomes more of like a system and post-exploitation game after you get past the web stages, for sure.
Awesome. And the scoreboard is back, y'all. Let's just double check to see. Okay, no first blood. Woo!
I was going to say there's a video that pops up that blurts out first blood, and so we haven't had that happen yet. So I was expecting.
Yeah, but if the scoreboard is down, even the staff cannot know whenever first blood happens.
Got it.
Now he's playing the Matrix.
Now he's playing the Matrix.
Nice. I like it.
Appeasing all of the cliche hackers out there.
Yeah. What's the next stereotype?
I think Eclipse is trying to like detour us from looking at their screen, and they're not doing anything. They're like, I'm just gonna sit here until y'all leave. Maybe they already have a flag and they just don't want to give it away.
Yeah, maybe so. Or he's pretending he's in the movie Swordfish.
There you go.
Swordfish time.
Crack this password manually in 60 seconds. Go.
While getting a blowjob.
Y'all are watching something interesting.
Everybody remembers.
I'm looking at Felipe right now, and they are looking up how to do the PHP filters, the PHP like protocol handling. for, it looks like maybe a file inclusion, which, that's what we saw and we thought was maybe an arbitrary file read. It is quite possible that it could be an actually a local file inclusion. And so they've got this, they had some kind of config up on the screen, but I didn't see anything totally amazing in there, but looks like there's a separate war file. And so if you can deploy a war file, you can definitely get a shell.
Yeah. Done that. Phoenix is going through, well, he was going through the GitHub stuff on this Wildfly software.
Nice.
Looks like he might have found a vulnerability possible.
Oh, cool. So yeah, popping over to Phoenix.
Yeah.
There was a qualifying round where one of the target applications had a vulnerability in it, but you would like to find it. I had to go through like the GitHub issues and the pull requests. It wasn't like a published, like it didn't get a CVE or anything like that. It wasn't in like exploit DB. And I always think that's like a pretty realistic like aspect, right? Like I can't tell you how many times I've gone looking through GitHub repos for things to find a way in somewhere.
Isn't that how we found that Java tool?
Yeah.
What was the name of the thing?
I'm trying to think of it now. I'm like, yeah, that was all because of the GitHub.
GitHub also amazing for finding checked-in credentials, although now they've gone quite a ways in detecting those like at commit time.
They've gotten better.
Yeah.
They don't let you put all that stuff up there anymore.
Ruining our
not
fun.
for very long.
There's still some services that the GitHub secret stuff doesn't check for, and so it is possible to find some of those secrets being committed. But yeah, like AWS, for example, there were like so many AWS creds that were up sitting on GitHub, and now it's a good thing that GitHub goes through and looks for those. Let's see. What are y'all seeing currently? Anything cool?
I'm kind of bouncing through guys right now.
Yeah, Gabrielle's trying some overflow stuff. It looks like.
Is it gonna work?
No. But I like his style. That's what I do. I love the fact that he cut and pasted over and over, because if anybody's ever seen me type, the only reason I can beat in the IDS is nothing believes anything can type that slow.
The manual slow Loris attack.
yeah. Like, that's not a script. Nothing types that slow.
On Dante's screen, Dante's still working with the file read, but it looks like, based on the search, that it might be actually a file inclusion now. So Dante is looking at like how to go from LFI to RCE in a PHP app. And so there's a couple, good points here, right? We know that the web server is Ubuntu, running Apache, running PHP. I don't know if we know the actual version of PHP, but and then it's running a version of WordPress. So there's definitely some good enumeration that's already been done in the initial stages. And you've got this fly subdomain, and you found the accounts of Wildfly and something else. So there might be other subdomains to go look at as well.
Yeah, most of the guys that I'm bouncing between, I've got Joe. It looks like he downloaded the Wildfly software and is grepping for passwords throughout the entire thing.
Nice. and I can't tell you how many times I've found something weird on a system, and I just like go look up what it is, and I'm like, what is this service? And I'm like, what are the default creds for this service?
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Yep. So many apps that ship with default creds and that just don't get changed.
Well, or it gets installed. The software gets installed by some other process, like Tomcat gets installed by everything. Mm-hmm. And the users or the admins never remember to change those defaults because they didn't even know it got installed.
Right. That's a great point, right? The objective for the administrator is like, oh, I just need to get this one application up and running. And they don't think about, traversing all the way through the directory or the dependencies to make sure everything gets configured well.
That's how chemical plants get taken over. And all of a sudden you get somebody running into the room going, "Don't touch that."
What was the question? Should I be able to see this?
The last time I had somebody run up to me to get me to stop something, we had made malware because people were leaving their computers unlocked. And so when we would find unlocked computers, we would deploy this malware on it. And then on a Friday afternoon at like 4:30 p.m., all of these computers on the floor just start playing Screaming Goats, just like out of nowhere. And we thought it was funny. And then about 2 minutes later, the head of security comes running up and says, "Whatever you're doing right now, stop it."
They always blame us. Huh?
Yeah, well, yeah, like, you know, it's like there's other people to blame.
Yeah. Could be the Russians, could be the Chinese. If you call Mandiant, they'll tell you it's the Chinese.
I mean, those guys get blamed way more than we did.
All right, so we're looking up
the APT dice again.
Yes. I want to be APT 1337. That's what I want my my group to be. I just got to wait for the other 1,336 APT groups to get discovered first.
Then we'll have to have a mass meeting at one night and then just launch everything we can so we can get the designation.
There we go.
Jackalope says that you and her know another Stop It story. Any idea what that's in reference to?
If it involves her and I can only imagine.
I like we're watching Dante on screen right now. Dante found a book about running Wildfly on PacketPub, and it reminded me, I used to have a bot. PacketPub would give away a free book every single day. So I had a bot that would like authenticate, go to the free book link, and then like collect all the books and store them in my PacketPub account. But then they eventually changed things up, and so direct HTTP requests don't work for that anymore. They do like more intense fingerprinting of the browser to make sure it's an actual human authenticating and collecting the book.
As they use CAPTCHA.
No, I forget what it is. I think even like Selenium stuff was getting flagged too, and you wouldn't be able to do it. But anyways, I gave it up like a long time ago when they got better about it. But it was really cool that they were letting people get free books off of the site. I thought that was awesome. And in turn, I have purchased books from PacketPub, so I feel like it's a fair exchange.
I've learned plenty of ways to break into stuff just by reading the books on the software.
Yep.
Especially when you're sitting in server rooms with the login and password to a Swift terminal. I'm trying to figure out how to get Swift to work.
Well, it helps if the credentials are also in the book, right?
Well, these credentials are underneath the keyboard. So, I had credentials. I just needed to know the commands.
Nice.
Yes, Miss Jackalope actually just reminded me of what story it was, and yeah.
Not repeating that one?
No, it was pretty good. We were put on site, and they said break into everything. Well, I broke into the child care center. Apparently, one place they did not expect us to break into. And I went in and asked them, like, "Hey, you got like a little blonde kid, preferably with an empty diaper?"
God.
Which raised a lot of alarms.
Yeah. I'm surprised the police didn't show up.
Real subtle.
Do you know how much a white kid goes for these days?
Jesus. I just hope Twitch doesn't flag us.
Sorry, guys.
Yep. Bad 80s movie references. Here we go.
All right. Let's see. We were watching Celesian. Celesian's still running FUF, I think, doing more enumeration. I feel like the path is like this local file include or arbitrary file read or whatever.
That's what I'm seeing a lot of people go after. Or they're reading manuals.
Yeah. which is exactly what real hacking looks like.
Oh, absolutely.
It's us being like, how do I do this?
When Justin was doing the Bucks for Belize thing, I was 24 hours.
24
hours. And there were guys trying to do demos online in certain channels. And it was a lot of reading manuals and backspacing and trying to redo it again and make sure you had the right flag.
Yeah, I always thought interview questions that were like, what's the flag to pass to LS to get it to do this? Were like awful because it's I don't know. Like, I'll just go look it up.
Yeah, man space LS.
Yep. Let's see. We're checking John Rivers' screen, and
Joe.
Yeah. It looks like they're on their Kali host. Okay. They've got a hash. It looks like that they're trying to crack. Nice. So, and there's RockU, as we as previously mentioned, and looks like they didn't get anything.
Yeah, where's a good college
First blood.
Who got it?
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Who got it?
Let's
All
check.
right, John.
Nice.
Oh, was it by?
It was Joe. All right. Did we not catch him submitting?
I haven't seen it.
Damn.
Maybe the scoreboard was disabled.
Right there. I saw that screen pop up for a second.
Let's check it. He submitted at what time? At 5:55. Oh, a minute ago? But we were watching him a minute ago.
2 minutes, yeah. But yeah, there it is, down at the bottom. Nice. And what file was that got included? User properties, it looks like.
And he got the Brace for Impact challenge. So it is the medium challenge of tonight's match.
Whoa.
So he already went up to 100 points in the scoreboard.
Nice.
So we have our first player in tonight's scoreboard, y'all, in the last minutes of our early game, and now we're going into our mid game here. Sorry, you guys were saying?
I was just going to ask, what's the total number of possible points? Is there a limit?
I don't remember what's the total points, but I think we have like around 4 flags tonight, counting route. So it kind of doesn't matter how many points you have as long as you go for route, because then if you have route, the game is over.
Gotcha.
Well, it's actually whoever gets all of the flags, right? So
yes,
if you get to route and you don't have all the flags, and then somebody gets all the flags before you still won't win. But usually, from the vantage point of route, you're able to look through the entire system and collect the flags.
And there's a catch here as well. So if you tie, there is no tie here on UHC. Even if you submit the same flag with the same points, the person who submitted first has the advantage. So whoever submitted the flag first, they get up in the scoreboard. And if there is a tie, the person who submitted first is the winner.
Gotcha.
Yep. Yeah, going back to like what we were talking about with like job interviews and stuff, and like knowledge off the top of your head versus being able to solve problems. Fusion in the chat was saying that they've been in situations where they get a job interview that's like, what's the big O notation for list sort, and then the job is actually just like programming VB script.
Yeah, no. Anytime I interview somebody, the first thing I ask is, "How good can you Google?"
Yeah.
Scoreboard is down again, people. Just so you know.
I'm blaming Joe.
Yeah.
He's trying to hold on to his lead.
Yes.
I like his style if he's actually doing that.
Yeah, right. Sometimes we do see the players in the chat, so it is quite possible that they could be the ones spending the points to disable the scoreboard. And another thing you can do with the Twitch points is get time on one person's screen, right? So if you're a player and you're about to get a flag and everyone's looking at you, you could like spend Twitch points and be like, go look at this other player's screen for 3 minutes or whatever. I don't think we've seen anybody do that specifically, but that could work. All right, so I see these hashes, and I'm not really catching like where the hashes are coming from.
I haven't caught that yet.
And also that of course you run it through hash ID, and it's like it could be any of these things, which I think that's what we were seeing with John as well when they were running John against the hash. It was like it might be this, it might be one of a dozen different hash types. So usually with hashes, I'm looking at the context of like where I got the hash from. Or like if it's from a file, what is that file engaged with? What service interacts with the file? And that will provide me more details about like what the hashing algorithm is.
So Eclipse is still looking at WordPress exploits.
Yeah, so it seems like in this first flag, it's really about enumeration of understanding what the assets are in Wildfly. Like once you find the file inclusion, understanding the assets in Wildfly to then figure out where that first flag location actually is.
Watching Justin gets frustrated because he's trying to control the screen of the guy we're watching. He's like, no, stop for a second.
Yep. We have like a colloquialism of like yelling at the screen, because a number of times we've been hosting and somebody is like almost about to do something and then they don't do it. And we're like, come on, like, press tab or like click the one thing. And they're like, they don't do it. They can't hear us and they just like go off on their own thing. We're like, no.
Oh, so they can't hear us.
They could if they pull up the Twitch stream, but I think most of the players are Brazilian, so they probably have the Brazilian live stream up from on their Twitch and not ours. But
good.
Yeah, so you can give all the hints that you want. If you're like, oh yeah, the last flag is this. Just kidding. None of us know what the challenges or the flags are.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing, and it's part of the mind games of the CTF. It's already a very, very fast CTF. For those who don't know CTFs usually go up to 2 days, 3 days, or more. And this one is a very short one. It's a very fast one. So they have to play a very fast CTF with a lot of pressure of being broadcasted. Plus, listening to the Brazilian live stream and the English live stream to see if any of us have any hints for them. So it's a lot of things to go through. It's part of the mind games.
Yeah, and they're all listening to dual core, so you just have all of these like audio inputs going on all at the same time.
There's just hack all the things on repeat.
Yes, exactly. I agree with Marina. Like 3 hours is a pretty short time frame for a CTF. The only other one that I can think of that's that short is the OSINT CTF at Nolicon. They do like 3 hours, but then other than that, it's like a full day or a full weekend.
Still one of my favorite times was watching you and Tailpuff go after that down there in Con.
Yeah.
I have never seen my wife that angry at me for walking up and trying to feed her.
But she was awesome. She was like out there finding all this stuff on the internet, and we were like, "Oh my gosh!" I'm always amazed at the OSINT CTF stuff, because like for me, I'm just kind of guessing my way through Google. But when you see somebody that actually knows how to do OSINT and they're in their element, it's always super impressive.
Yeah. And it's part of the reason I only have 2 social media accounts left.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I've got way less email addresses now.
Nice. I'm checking out Dante, and they're doing like this encoding, passing like the PHP handling stuff in base 64 encoded. So I feel like you don't necessarily need that extra step. But I have seen that in the past where there's some kind of filtering, like a web application firewall or like an IDS. And when you do the encoding and pass it through as like a PHP filter, your payload does land.
Well, there's something to be said for kind of overthinking these problems.
Yes.
If you've been pen testing long enough or whatever, you're gonna have certain patterns and habits in your head. It's like, oh, that worked like 80 times out of 100. So I'm going to keep doing that every time. You forget to start with simple.
Absolutely. Yeah. You just like you said, you kind of get these biases, right? You've seen the thing work, or you've always done it this way and generally had success with it. And it's like when you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail sort of paradigm, right? Yeah. Same for me. The thing that works well for me is being lazy. I'm like, what is the least amount of work that I can do to like get success? Like, let me just try this. Like, this is like the simplest thing. So being lazy is like a great skill in hacking.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the same way with the military. If you want anything done, you go to the E3s and E4s and ask them, what's the quickest way to get this done? Because trust me, they don't want to work.
Nice.
As working with physical pen test, I can also say I don't use the word lazy because it's not laziness, but it's just you don't have to go through a hellhole of risks and crazy stuff to get what you want. People keep asking me like if my job is like Mission Impossible things that I hang myself from the ceiling and shit like that. I'm like, why the hell would I do that? Do you understand how many risks are involved in doing crazy shit like that? I can just walk up to the reception and ask for someone's password, and I will probably get it because people are unaware of security. So, and I don't have to hang myself from any ceiling.
No, and Marina, I've gotten to discussions with other physical pen testers, and they what's a good way to put this? They love showing off how badass they are, but they don't need to. The first time you're working with a client, keep it simple. You don't want them to read the report and go, oh my God, we can't do anything with this, and shelve it. And never think about it again. You'd rather work with them over the course of time. Make it fun. Where fix the easy problems. The next time you come out, you get to be a little more challenged. You fix those problems, you get to be a little more challenged.
Exactly. If you give the successful missions first and you have results there, because you did the smart route instead of the risky one, and then at the third or fourth assignment, the client's already saying, oh yeah, you can totally climb the walls. You go for it. We totally trust you to do crazy shit with us. And I'm like, yes, finally.
As Jackalope said, if anyone asks if it's Mission Impossible, you just say yes. No. My favorite thing is I basically walk in and say, hey, my name's Justin. I'm from the IT department and I'm new and I'm doing my summer internship and I'm probably going to get fired. I did an update a little while ago and your password may not work. Can you log in with ABC123? Oh, that didn't work. Can you give me your password and I'll re-put it in? 100% of the time I get a password.
Wow.
My favorite one to get into any room ever is knocking on the door and asking, did someone call IT?
Is the printer broken?
Because everyone in the entire planet in any given time has called IT for some dumb shit. So you knock on the door. Is the internet a little slow here, y'all? Do y'all need, y'all need me to fix that?
So I just wanted to call out, we have Dante up on the screen, or we had Dante on the screen, and they are like looking for all of these assets, like files inside of Wildfly that they can include. And then as they find one by one, they're going into Burp Repeater and like replacing that in their path for the file include. And I think for me in this situation where I don't know the application well enough, I think I would just like try to scrape a list of the files And then I would just like write, like put that in a PHP or a Python or a bash loop or something like that, where you just like curl for every single one of those, or make a request for it programmatically, because then you're going to go so much faster. And while that's running, you can go look at like other things.
Couldn't you just use Intruder for that and just like load up your custom list in Intruder and just fire it off through there?
Absolutely. Yep. I think in this case, so let's see, Dante does have Burp Suite Professional. I was going to say, I think a lot of the players have the Community Edition, which will throttle you on the Intruder request. So it'll slow you down. Whereas like if you just, write a while loop with curl in it, that'll just like fly as fast as it can go.
Yeah, and this will be my shameless plug for anybody that does CTFs. It's totally worth buying Burp. It's the most inexpensive, awesome tool out there. Like, and if you can set the money aside, it is worth having.
Yeah, we were talking about that with Nahamsek, and like if you got money to buy one tool, what would you most likely buy? And I had the same assertion. If you're doing like bug bounties especially, and you're like getting money from bug bounties, like Burp is probably a good first purchase.
Yeah. For what is it, $450?
No, it's under 400. I think it's like $395. I remember when it used to be $365. It was $1 a day. Either that or
Nice.
supporting somebody in a foreign country, or I get Burp. Less than a cup of coffee a day.
Yeah. Well, if you want to support somebody in a country with a third world medical care system, you could always donate to people in the U.S.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, wow.
Ouch.
Hey. I've got to see it on both sides of the U.S. medical system, because like I'm a disabled veteran, so the VA has been giving me a second chance to die for my country since 1942.
Oh my God. Dude, we are definitely gonna get flagged either from Twitch or from the government itself.
Oh, you got flagged the second you invited us.
Make your bets, y'all. But I actually mean it. Make your bets, because we're running out of time for placing bets.
Yeah, my FBI agent was like, "Uh-oh," and then all 20 of your FBI agents, Brian and Justin, were like, "Oh no."
You talk like we have different FBI agents.
Yeah, you act like.
We're on the same list, buddy.
Yeah. Let's see. Anybody seen anything cool any of the other players are doing?
They're all.
A lot of people are still looking at this Wildfly. I'm trying to figure out the configuration on it. It seems to be what I'm bouncing through a lot of.
And the only thing I've really seen different was Joe looks like he was trying to crack a hash. Like he's not on that screen now.
Right. Yeah. I wonder if they're
hiding shit from us.
I remember last edition, and I saw Ms. Jackalope here in the chat say when we were talking about hints, and the players have to go through the streams because there's a lot of things going on. And Ms. Jackalope said, "Quick, give misinformation to them." And Nahamsek last edition did the exact opposite. He was so on the edge of his seat. He was screaming so much at the screens because he wanted the players to get the flags. Then he went to the Brazilian live stream and started giving hints in the chat for the Brazilian players to get points. And it worked. It was actually very hard, a very hard edition last week. So it was actually good that he went there and give hints in the Brazilian chat. So that was extra funny.
I keep seeing wildpwn.jsp.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Yeah, I saw the.
I've seen it. Felipe is using it right now, or looking at it right now. But
Clips is doing something. I'm trying like.
Well, that
okay.
Switched. Oh, he's still messing with that WordPress. recon tool.
Oh yeah, I see. So it looks like it was a shell script. That. Oh no, I guess that's what Felipe's looking at, a shell script currently. But
Yep.
and then there was like a bunch of binary stuff on the browser there. Okay, so my guess is that they downloaded. Felipe downloaded the wildpwn.war, and then wars are like a zip file essentially as far as the structure goes.
Renamed it.
Well, I think inside of it was that JSP file, and then there was like another directory. So so there you go. Right now on the screen, basically this is like a web shell, right? Request, get parameter CMD, and then exec it. So if you can find where that wildpwn.jsp is deployed, then you can get RCE into the web app.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
So yeah, now if it were me, I would be going back to the like file inclusion, looking for the path where I found that wildpwn, and then seeing if I can use that as a way to discern where this where the JSP would be deployed. That I could, unless the players already know. It's quite possible we didn't catch them on screen doing it. Yeah, there it is. So this is like, this looks like a war file, right? That's on screen right now in that previous tab. So I would just like change that from, there you go. I would change whatever that URL to like .jsp, and then you should be able to pass the CMD parameter and do something like, ID or host name or something like that, and get something back. But it's so tough, right? As a player, you have like no idea what the scenario is, and you're in the middle of the CTF. As a host, it's super easy for us to sit back and be like, oh yeah, this is like, what I would do, or now I see this. Plus we have the context of what all the other players are seeing. Whereas
that's the big advantage. Like just sitting there going like, oh, well, I flipped down to here and he was doing that. So, oh yeah, I would totally do this here because he was doing that there.
Yep. Yeah, see, parallel construction.
So are these guys given any information?
No, they all just start out. Some of the challenges will have like a bit of a context sometimes, but not always. So sometimes it'll just be like site is fly.uhclabs.com, and sometimes it'll say something like, look out for the wildfly on fly.uhclabs.com or something like that. But then sorry, go ahead.
Looks like we've lost somebody. Number 5.
Oh yeah.
Who was in the Celesian?
I forget who was in. I think that was Dante. Dante was in the 5 spot.
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
Did Dante quit?
No, maybe he's having some connection issues.
Hiding? Did he pay to be hidden?
Yes.
She needed a drink.
Great Twitch points.
Discord points.
Yeah.
Make me stealth.
Players have up to 2 minutes to come back if they have any connectivity issues. Back in Brazil, it's monsoon season, so it's raining like crazy now. So maybe that's it. So he still have a few minutes to come back.
So maybe he's running down the street to his local Starbucks to get some free Wi-Fi.
Let me tie up your bandwidth for about the next 2 hours.
Yeah. Also, we have seen like last week, one of the players, they just like put a notepad on their screen, and in big letters they wrote "bathroom" in Portuguese, and they were gone.
Can't blame him.
Yep. So when nature calls, it calls.
I keep watching Felipe because I'm curious what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
I think he's on the right path.
Yeah, and it's possible maybe he just doesn't know like what's going on with the Java code, and he's trying to just get more context around that. Although there you go, jboss.hostname 172.3.1.9.101. That looks like a good internal IP address. This is cool. There's like some good system information in that list. Nice.
Oh yeah, there's a ton.
Well, yeah. All right. So yeah, if it were me, I would be looking for this wildpwn.jsp and see if I can find that to get the RCE inside the web app.
I am just so surprised that we are almost in the middle of the mid game now. So almost an hour and a half in the game, and we only have one player in the scoreboard. Yeah, that is crazy. I think maybe I believe you can buy hints on the store. So probably the Brazilians or y'all here in the chat can go to the store and spend your Twitch points on hints. And then the staff chooses at what time here during the CTF they will release the hint. So we can speed it a little.
I thought he was going to get it.
I did too.
Sorry, we were both watching Celesian, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
you guys would get a
watching
laugh,
Celesian.
Yeah, we've got 2 laptops set up, and then we've got a 75-inch TV that's in front of us that we've got the Discord up on.
Nice.
Which makes it fun for us to flip through.
It looks like Celesian also found the wildpwn .jsp. At least they found the war file and extracted the JSP.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, now let's see if they can put 2 and 2 together. I think Celesian was actually the first person to finish all of the flags yesterday in the qualifying round. And they did it in like
fast.
4 hours.
I'll give him that.
Yeah, it is nuts. In the finals, like the very last episode that we did last year, we had like all of the top winners back from the entire year. And Celesian finished, I think, all 5 challenges in like an hour and a half or something like that.
Wow.
It was crazy.
He's 17?
Yep, and he's 17.
It's depressing.
Yeah. I'm like, oh man.
On the Commodore 64.
Yeah, he's on a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah. No, he's on his like Apple Watch or something.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh yeah, we've just seen the Brazilian live stream. Yeah, Celesian is also watching their live stream and listening and probably participating on the chat as well.
Can we just hire this kid?
Yeah, seriously.
Like, we've been looking for extra help in the company. So how hard is it to get a Brazilian into the United States right now?
I don't know. It's pretty easy for us to get in there. Yeah,
That's true.
good time in Campinas.
Yeah. And
Probably
on that
not how
point,
we say it.
on the point of hiring, a lot of the players that play UHC have actually gotten their first InfoSec jobs from playing UHC. So companies that are in Brazil watch the live stream, they see the kids play, and they're like, this kid knows how to hack stuff, and then they hire the players. So I think that's like a fantastic aspect of the whole event.
Yep, there is a company back in Brazil. It's called Proof, if I'm not mistaken. And it is pretty much hiring every champion of UHC so far. As trainees and juniors and internships and all of that. So I think João Ribeiro even is also hired there in their team.
Nice. That's awesome. That's actually great. I'd be curious if these guys are looking more for the winners or if they're analyzing how their thought process works as they go through stuff.
Yeah, I think it's a mix, right? And even if you're on weekly, but you don't necessarily win, like in the finals, that's still a really good indicator, right? It means you're doing stuff every week. You're finishing in the top 10 of the qualifying round, so you definitely have some skills. So it doesn't mean that you should only hire the people that win in the finals. You can still get really good talent, from the folks that are just competing regularly.
Looks like Big O US.
Bigos,
He's working on the war file now too. He was looking up how to deploy a war file.
Also, Fusion giving us a reality check in the chat, saying they get the job, but then they have to write the reports and cry.
No, that's
Exactly.
that is very true.
Yeah.
So Justin and I have been doing this try before you buy, as we put it. So we 1099 people for about 4 or 5 projects to make sure, not that they can hack, but
That they can write a report.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen discussion about like what is a reasonable amount of like application part of job interview process, right? So you'll get people where they you'll interview at a company and they'll be like, okay, yeah, all of the like interviews like went fine, but now you have to like do this CTF as well. And outside of InfoSec, it'll be like, yeah, like you're hiring for like a UX position or a design position. Like your interview went fine, but now you have to like make a website or something like that. And it's like, 10 or 12 hours of work. And so you're basically like doing work for free. This is something that my producer had to deal with recently. And then like, what if you like make a product essentially for this employer and then they don't hire you, but they get your work for free? So I like that aspect of like, yeah, we'll like 1099 you as like a trial period. Like you're going to do work for us and like, we'll pay you for that work. And then, if it's great, we can hire you on full time. And if it's not, like, no big deal. You still got paid for the work that you did.
Yeah. When before I was with Justin at the company we're at now, our company, the previous place, we used to do that. We used to make them do it was a hack in the box type situation. So it wasn't work. It was a trial.
Yeah, the practical.
But we didn't pay him for it, obviously. So when we started doing this and we're looking for new people, it fills a need for us because we're starting to look for new people because we're starting to get busy and we need another person. But at the same time, we can test people and get work done at the same time and they get money. So everybody's happy.
Yeah, definitely seems like a win-win. And in the situation of like doing the, a practical where it's just like, go do hack the box or whatever, I still think it's possible to pay the person, right? It's like, here, do this box that we made. It should take you, under 8 hours. And so we'll give you, some amount of money that's like close to a day's worth of work. And then that way, even if you don't do well in the practical, you still get paid for it.
Yeah. Which at the same time, that's also one of the reasons I respect the OSCP so much. Mm-hmm. If you could fail the entire thing by not being able to write a report.
Jack Randor here in the chat asking how can one participate to these events? As we said here in the beginning, you can participate here. You can compete here on UHC by going into our Discord server. You can just ask the bot for the link, our rude bot here in our chat. And you can go to our Discord server, the public one, not this one. This one, we're looking at a private one. But you can go to our public one, and you can wait for Saturday because every Saturday we have the qualifying rounds. And the top 10 players that get qualified get to play here live on Twitch with us and, with us narrating. And get to compete for the prizes. So tonight's prizes for first place, the top three tonight are gonna have prizes, which is something different that we usually do. So first place is gonna have a 3-month Pro Lab of Hack the Box. Second place is 1 month Pro Lab of Hack the Box, and third place is 1 month VIP Plus. Hack the Box as well. So Hack the Box is giving prizes to all 3 first players of tonight's match, plus the 500 reais in cash prize for the first place. It's around $100. And here for the chat, for you that's watching us, we're gonna have a Hack the Box giveaway at the end of our stream of an annual VIP Plus subscription. You just have to stay with us. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. Just stay with us till the end, and you get to participate in the Hack the Box giveaway.
And at the end, we will also have a debrief where we'll walk through what the challenges and the solutions were. So all of the unanswered questions will then be answered. And I got to say, I really like Hack the Box. It is the platform that I spend most of my time on for CTF. I've learned a ton. I knew like almost nothing about Windows hacking. Like all of my Windows experience was like APIs and like reversing and like writing malware. But as far as like pen testing, Active Directory environments, for example, I had like almost no experience. And being on Hack the Box was super valuable to me because they have so many systems, such a wide variety. And with a VIP or VIP Plus, you can like spin up boxes on demand. And like with VIP Plus, you actually end up on your own instance. So you don't have somebody else potentially stomping on your work. So it's super cool. I've learned a ton just on my time on Hack the Box. But I'm still not good enough to compete with Celesian.
You guys might have made this too hard.
Yeah, usually I think if it gets to be too long before folks start getting flags, the Brazilian stream will release a hint, and then we'll see like all of a sudden everybody gets like 1 or 2 flags or something. So I think that Celesian is on the trail of like they figured out that there's a RCE here in this thing, and they're just trying to figure out where it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I think in looking for all of the service numbers, it's possible that the Java application is deployed to a different port, and so that's why we see Celesian now trying different ports with the Nmap scan. So it looks like they ran all TCP ports. It only came back with 22 and 80, and so now I think they're looking for the UDP ports. Which I think it's very kind that the firewall is immediately replying with a closed response instead of just like no response. You have to like wait 5 minutes to get an open or filtered response back. So yeah, let's see. I'm just looking around here. I guess Dante is out because I have not seen them return, which is a bummer because
he's gone.
They were making such good progress.
Yeah.
Like they were the first one that I saw that identified the file include.
Okay, now John the River. He's using the WP Recon tool.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and he switched.
Yeah, I've added WP Recon to my list of things I've learned from UHC that I need to go mess with.
Well, I never knew of anything other than WP Scan when it came to WordPress.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing that I like Hack the Box for is trying different tools in a specific targeted environment, right? So like on like Windows boxes, I'm like, cool, like let me check out KerbRoot, or let me check out like WinDAP search or like whatever, or like the Go rewrite of WinDAP search. And so there's like it's such a nice setup. Like that's why I love CTF. Is like it's somebody else is taking the time to set up infrastructure for me so that I can like try out new tools and different techniques.
Because you shouldn't ever do it against clients.
It's not ransomware. It's a surprise backup.
You can always submit a FOIA request to the NSA to get your data back.
Yeah. Shows up with a lot of black bars across.
I always like to joke that was my password manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot my password for this service. FOIA request. What's Bigos up to?
He's trying some default passwords for the SA account.
Nice.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, I like to kick off like automation, and then while that stuff is running, like while GoBuster or FUF or whatever is running in the background, I'll do like some manual pokes at like, can I do like admin or password? And oh yeah, there we go. So that's why we saw on the right there in the response that there was a hard-coded username password of SA.
I keep seeing people look up the Grace Media plugin. And I think it's inside of WordPress, but they keep pulling up the vulnerability around it.
Got it.
I'm wondering if that's how John the Ripper got it.
Yeah, quite possibly. I think that John figured out the right file to look at. I think, and it looked like in their burp they were doing the same thing that Celesian was with having a filter for UHC curly brace, and that like helped them identify the response that had the flag in it. So it's like CTF is multiple levels, right? It's not just being a good hacker; it's also being a way to distill the information that you need quickly before any of the other players can. So it's quite possible that maybe the flag is in this like domain.xml file and it's just at the bottom, and you're like scrolling through as opposed to having the application quickly find it and say, here it is. I found the response. It's got the flag in it. Oh, nice. Okay, so WildPwn is a wildfly exploitation tool, it looks like. So to me, I would say like the setup then is that it's a box that's already been popped, right? If they're already finding WildPwn on the remote host, it's like the scenario then is like somebody else was already here. Another hacker.
Call the IR team. Stop the pin test.
Get me the switching and control center. I need to place a call.
I've had that happen before.
I was just about to ask if y'all have ever like come across an active incident while you were creating your own incident.
That's a good way to put it.
Unfortunately, yes. And like my background actually was forensics. So it's like I see it and I definitely have so you have a security event happening right now that's not us.
Yep.
It's only an event. It's not an incident. It's just an event. It goes back to this .ru site.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely had it.
So do you know what Meterpreter is? Because you're about to.
Yeah.
You know what Cobalt Strike is? Because you're about to.
Funny enough, the last time I ran into that situation where it came across a backdoor, the first question I asked the client was, who was the last company that did a pen test for you? Because I kind of recognized it.
And they were like, you're our first. And you're like, first professionally.
You've had a couple security tests already done.
You just failed and didn't know it.
Sorry, I've been like really bad about checking in on the chat, so I'm like going through the scroll back here.
No, it's
okay. I can. If there's any questions, I can let you guys know. I just need to know if we need to change our screens, if we should bounce around.
Right now, they're all kind of showing the same thing. They're all doing research into this.
There's a lot of research going on right now.
This is live hacking.
Yeah.
This is hacking as it is.
Welcome to the Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you wonder what you do all day long? This is what you do. You write entire white papers in under 30 seconds.
Yeah. I wish it was like the Matrix where I could just wake up and be like, I know Kung Fu.
That part would be cool.
I know reverse shells.
All right, now I'm seeing the real pride right here. The YouTube videos have started. That's outstanding.
Nice. Yeah, we do see like people go to other CTF players' sites to look things up, right? So like IPSEC, for example, his site is like it's just got on the homepage. It's got a search bar, right? So we'll see like players go to ipsec.rocks and then type in like wildfly in this case or whatever. And if he's got a video where he's done that, fortunately IPSEC tags all of his things with timestamps. So you could quickly be like, oh, it's at minute 42, bam, and like hit the link and immediately find the part of interest.
Local file inclusion hacking with LFI suite. There's another tool I got to write down.
That's what I was looking at.
Nice.
Yep, LFI suite. That'll be on the roster for tomorrow morning.
I saw in the chat, Cosmetic asked advice on finding your first cybersecurity job. Cosmetic says they're in the top 10% of users on Try Hack Me, but they don't have a degree and can't seem to get any interviews, which is a huge bummer to hear, because I've worked with people that have never had a day of college in their life, and they're amazing hackers. And if you're in the top 10% of Try Hack Me, like, people should be knocking on your door asking to hire you.
Oh, I had 60 days of college.
Yeah, you had 60 days of college.
And then I basically said, fuck this.
No, I
didn't want crippling student loan debt. Sorry, go ahead, Justin.
For asking, like, reach out to people, explain to them what you're into, like where they can actually check out your stats. Write a report off of one of the boxes that you're doing on there, and submit that with an application. Say, hey, here's my ability to write a report, and here's my ability to hack. I guarantee if somebody sent me that, they'd have a call from me.
Yeah, I feel like it's maybe just like the places, Cosmetic, that you're applying to. Maybe they just don't have flexible hiring policies, right? Like, I know places that get a lot of applicants, and their HR is specifically told to look for, like, we want a 4-year degree, and we want these certs or whatever. And so any resume that comes in, because there are so many that don't have those immediate qualifications, they just toss them out. And it's quite possible that the applicants are like way better qualified and they're just getting discarded.
So to bypass that, make sure on the bottom of your resume it says, I do not have the following certs, and look what certs that they're requesting, because they actually run it through a scanner. All it's looking for are those things on there. I got I got a job by putting, I do not have my CISSP, and they called me and they're like, "Whoa, it says here you don't have your CISSP." I'm like, "Yeah, but I got you to call." And ended up getting the job.
Yep.
And you can do that in white text at the bottom. Trust me, the scanner picks it up.
I was just about to say, set it to 2-point font, white text on white background, easy peasy.
Hacking the CV, y'all.
Well, and maybe apply at smaller places too.
Yeah,
smaller shops.
Yeah, apply at smaller shops. Don't look for the bigger shops. The smaller shops are going to be the ones that actually recognize your talent.
Well, and if you're dreaming work at somewhere like Rapid7 or wherever, work your way up to that. You're not don't get upset because Rapid7 didn't call you.
Right. Or just find, I think Miss Jackalope in the chat had said to network, and that was like also some of the advice about reaching out to people. But, if you can find somebody that you either know that works at the company you want to work at, or somebody who knows somebody at that company, that's a really good way to get that introduction. And, having an advocate for you in the hiring process is massively beneficial, right? If somebody goes to their manager and they're like, I know this person, they're in the top 10% of Try Hack Me, they don't have a degree, but I'm sure they would be really good. The hiring manager can then say, okay, yeah, we should bring this person in at least to interview. And that gets you past that initial gate of the HR discarding your resume because it doesn't say Bachelor's of Science on it.
Mm-hmm. I would say also go to smaller conferences, like B-sides, local B-sides, local small security conferences, because the vendors that have tables at those places are looking to hire a lot.
Mm-hmm. Also, I also have a few tips. I'm speaking here knowing, being a person that hires people back in Brazil, and also being someone that interviews a lot as well. So a few good tips are put yourself out there. And you don't have to be on stream like us all the time, but participate on online events. Make sure you're writing articles and putting, on your social media or updating your GitHub. So making sure you have a portfolio out there. Make sure you are producing content. I see a lot of young people now putting up social media profiles, and they're becoming, content producers, putting, newsletters or talking about, recent events and leaks and all of that. and teaching as well. Putting themselves out there, constructing their own thought process and their learning process into a platform to show people, to gain, attention from people that are in need to see that this person, the person doesn't have to know about everything they're talking about, but you have to show that you're interested and you're going for it and you're studying it and you're sharing it. And that's very important for someone that's hiring. It shows a lot of initiative.
Yeah, great call outs. And that's a lot of similar advice that I give to folks as well. Fusion had an interesting idea to attach $100 bill to the resume.
Please, if you're going to do that, send all resumes care of Justin Whitehead at.
But yeah, and as Ryan and Justin were saying too, the smaller conferences can be great for meeting people that are hiring. I liked it. Nolicon, they would do these things with wristbands. One wristband was like blue, and the other one was orange, and one was for if you were hiring, and the other one was for if you were looking for a job. So, if you're hiring, you wear the blue wristband as an example, and if you're looking for a job, you have the orange one on. And if I'm wearing a blue wristband, I'm looking for people that are wearing orange wristbands, or if I'm vice versa, right? So I thought that was a really cool thing too. Fusion, you can post a link, but the bot is going to asterisk it out for everybody, just so you know. So you got to figure out a way to break up the link that the bot can't tell.
Put yourself out there, people, and I mean it. Show up at events, even if you're not going to give a talk, even if you're not going to actively be part of the event, if you're not going to volunteer, you're not going to, help organizing it, which are also very good ways of meeting new people, especially people wanting to hire and, give recommendations of your work to other people. But show up, at least show up, talk to people in the chat, get to know whoever's there, make people look at your nickname there on the screen, and make people know that you exist and you're looking for a job.
Yeah,
and it looks like we got another player that's having either technical issues or is just done for the evening. Number 9.
Oh no, I think that was Gabe, if I remember correctly.
Nope, Gabe is 8.
Nope, Gabe's 8. I'm watching Gabe.
Eclipse. I think Eclipse was 9.
Yeah, that was Eclipse. We are 2 players down now. So Dante and Eclipse. Eclipse just now disappeared. So he might have been having. Did I say this correctly?
Yeah, you got it.
Yep.
Jesus, this sound wrong. So he might have been having. You might have been having technical issues.
It's been known to happen.
Everything's supposed to sound wrong in English.
Check this out. Okay, so we're watching Celesian. Celesian got that, I don't know if it's a WAR file or what, but in that config file, the XML, we called out that internal IP before, right? The 172.31 or whatever. So Celesian is on I think EC2, but they have their own VPS, and then you get a VPN into the target network here for UHC. And so what they pulled out that IP address and found that they could hit it, and so now they're going directly to the target IP address. So that can sometimes expose additional information, if you're not specifying a vhost or a virtual host.
Well, there could also
and
be
vice versa. Oh, here we go.
Excuse me.
All right, now there was a basic auth on screen.
Yep.
I wonder if it's that hard-coded set of credentials we saw that will get you past the basic auth. I feel like
he's missing it.
Yeah. He's I think once he figures it out and gets the 2 pieces put together, he's going to be off and running. I bet he's going to pull a couple flags right in a row. Ooh, that looked good.
It did look good. Then he switched.
Yeah, how about this? Here we go.
All right.
Nope, I guess that came back with a 404 also. But I wonder if Celesian has run a port scan against this internal IP address now. Because there might be other services that are open.
Very true.
I think we saw it was Celesian earlier that was looking up the list of ports that JBoss might use. And so that was why I was thinking run against that internal IP address, is different interface. You might have different services bound to it, which would expose different attack surface.
I just saw him look up the default password, and I hate the message that he got, which was, "You set the password, it should install."
Yeah.
So password.
Yeah, good point. They may not have found, I think it was Bigos that had the file that had the hard-coded creds. So it's possible that Celesian has not found that file yet. And that's why they're trying the admin credentials.
Yeah, so right now, Bigos is trying to add admin 123
Nice.
to a list of users. Sorry, I didn't keep thinking about
I'm just going to bounce up to John real quick, because I wonder if that hash ever got cracked. Looks like John is looking up CVEs for Wildfly. One of the things that I always forget about here is that the players often are not native English speakers, right? So they're having to not only learn hacking on the fly, on the internet in front of everybody that's watching, with people commenting about it, but also in a different language. So it's it wasn't hard enough. Let's just how can we make this a really difficult challenge for you? Oh, that's cool. There's a CVE from last year with a session fixation. So I guess you would need someone else's session, right? You'd need another active user.
Yeah, there have to be another user already.
Yeah.
Looks like Phoenix down here is running a little bit of Durbuster, trying to see what he can sort out. He too has found that IP address and has found a port that he wanted to run it against.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, it's true. You can have different assets, different pages getting served up on the straight IP address of the host versus a particular virtual host.
Your cat makes a shitty window.
Yeah.
Is the cat up in front of the TV?
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's right in the middle of it.
Just going to turn the camera around, let you guys see the amazingness. The cat is into this.
The cat is like, no, do this.
Why aren't you using tab complete?
Yes.
Tab complete that. Tab complete that.
Cat complete.
The cat is doing yowl at the screen instead of yell at the screen.
Fusion just said net cat.
That cat.
Wow.
I love it. Oh, wow. All right. Let's see. Yes. Oh, man. All right. Let's see here.
Yeah, Ricardo's going through. Okay, what's he looking for?
I feel like Celesian is really close, and they just... Oh, wait. There we go. Celesian got a flag.
No, is that what that ding was? I heard it in my ear.
It might have been Discord.
Oh my god, wait. Did he already submit it?
I don't think he's submitted it yet, but it's definitely there on the screen.
Oh yeah, there he is. Secret value.
Oh, nice. And he figured out that there was a base 64 encoded password.
Oh, but it didn't work on what he thought it was going to.
Yeah. Clever. Nice.
Oh, wait, there he is.
Yeah, Celesian's in. All right. So now this is where it opens up. I feel like this is where Celesian's just gonna take off.
You should be able to tear
Oh,
apart.
just so y'all know, in the last minutes, we also have another player in the scoreboard. Big O's got the flag as well.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
100 points, medium
Now, what-
flag.
So yeah,
So that's the same flag that John the Ripper got?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now they're both tied at 100, although John is in first because he got the flag before Big O's did.
Wow, I am very impressed. We are almost in late game now. We are going to our last hour in the CTF with only 2 players in the scoreboard.
Yeah.
100 points each, correct? Or what?
Yeah.
He's going for a reverse shell.
Yep.
Celesian's
Oh,
trying
nice.
for
Who's
a
got the
reverse shell.
who's got the reverse shell?
He's trying.
Oh yeah, Celesian. Yeah, it looks like he finally found the wildpwn.jsp. So now he is specifying curl. Oh, this is another thing that I learned through UHC is reverse shell.sh, reverse-shell.sh. I had never seen it before, but apparently it will proxy your reverse shells for you and help you with networking stuff. I think kind of similar to ngrok, except it's available through like HTTP specifically, or maybe even HTTPS, as opposed to like just a straight TCP connection. So that's kind of cool. Like you get the the benefit of TLS, but also it's like a good detection for blue teams to say like if I see any traffic in my environment going to reverse-shell.sh, that's bad,
Right.
and I need to go look at it right away. Of
I
course,
see traffic
then you
going
find
to .ru.
yeah, anything .ru deny drop. But yeah, of course, you would also have the same luck as like you find reverse-shell.sh in your environment, you go track the person down, and it's someone who's like, oh yeah, I saw this on UHC and it looked cool. And it's like an actual employee that's just like messing around at work.
Right. It's
Oh,
Justin
nice.
sitting in his office.
Yeah. All right, and here it looks like Celesian is base 64 encoding the command to run,
Yep.
and then piping it through a decode and then executing it. I guess some of the characters are getting caught up there because you kind of got a couple different things here, right? You got the URL encoding as well to deal with.
Scoob asking, so with the CTF, are they attacking the same box or are they instanced? Could they sabotage their opponents? No, they cannot sabotage their opponents. They cannot attack each other and they cannot attack the infrastructure. So
They can.
They can't, or it's just against the rules.
It's a rule.
it's against the rule.
Yeah, it's a rule that you're not
Let's
supposed
be
to.
clear about that.
Right. Yeah, it's not a technical control; it's a policy control. But yeah, so they're not supposed to lock each other out. That they are supposed to play fair. But also, a lot of times, Cadoo will deploy the infrastructure with multiple instances and like an application load balancer or something. So you're not all necessarily hitting the same actual system. You might be hitting different systems, but they're all facing the same application. It's just deployed in across different systems.
And this is on like AWS.
I think this one is, and I'm just saying that based on the internal IP of that like 172.3 whatever it was that we saw, 39 or 31. Yeah, I feel like Cadoo, at least the main guy who makes most of the challenges, he tends to deploy in AWS.
Oh, all right. One more player in the scoreboard now. 3 players in the scoreboard. All of them with 100 points. So all of them with the medium flag. So Lipi Vask now has the 3rd place in their scoreboard.
Nice job, Felipe.
Nice. And we know that Celesian has a flag also, and just hasn't submitted.
But he hasn't
it.
submitted it yet.
So he's
Yep.
sitting on flags, huh?
Just one, from what we've seen. He's just trying to get that reverse shell to go, which I think once Celesian gets a reverse shell, then it's on. One thing I'd be curious here, they're trying to do the reverse shell with Bash. I wonder if maybe Bash is not on the system, or maybe it's like aliased, to something else. Yeah, here we go. There we go. All right. So yeah, using shell to run curl and then pipe it to shell. Cool. Doing a basic check. Yep, the RCE still works. So it's just an encoding issue, I think. Potentially. I mean, it could be an egress issue too, right? Maybe maybe it can't get out to whatever the port is that reverse shell.sh is. Or maybe like we talked about with the blue team stuff of being like reverse shell.sh is bad. Maybe in this environment, they've actually blocked egress to that domain.
That'd be pretty funny.
We were talking about players attacking each other and locking themselves out. That happened a few times, but all of them you can't see here, but they're here in the general chat, just chatting to each other and sending gifts to each other and playing around. You have Dante here talking about his issues with the internet. And so just so y'all know, most of them are friends in between each other. So they play together every week, and throughout the week in the Discord server, they talk to each other. They help the newcomers as well. So there is this sportsmanship going around with the players as well. So they're pretty nice. They have a lot of fun. This is a fun moment for them.
I love that they actually help people that are new to this.
Yeah, it's super cool. Oh, look, there's the reverse shell. Looks like they got it. I think Celesian had to. Yep, Celesian got it and had to swap out the spaces. That was the issue. So it wasn't necessarily encoding, but they used IFS there. And another trick that I learned instead of using IFS that I learned from UHC was you can do curly brace expansion in Bash, right? But you can also wrap the executable inside of the curly braces. So if you do like brace, curl, comma, and then like the URL and then curly brace, you get no spaces, but it will run that command for you. It'll expand the command out. And so that's like another way instead of having to use IFS, which I thought was really cool.
And we've just seen Celesian submitting the medium flag as well.
Yeah. Just
Nice.
Now he's on the scoreboard too. 4th place, Celesian with 100 points. And we're officially in late game, y'all. We're officially in our last hour of tonight's match.
And Celesian doing some awesome CTF metagaming here, running a find across the entire file system and looking for the flag. Yep, there you go.
Well, I mean, when you have access, why not?
Yep, absolutely. Fun note here. Just having the curly braces there in the find, like in the exec, I think if the flag is in a file that has a space in the file name, I think that will break this. But if you wrap that in double quote, so if you did like double quote, curly brace open, curly brace close, double quote, that would, I think you would find it. And then the other part here is that backslash, backslash semicolon. Sorry, one sec, I'm gonna pause. All right, the backslash semicolon, that spawns a new process for every single file. Whereas if you did a plus, it like aggregates all of the arguments and then passes it into grep. So here there's like, a grep running for every single file on the file system. But so you have like, however many thousands of processes. But if you do it as a plus, it'll just do one grep and say, check all these files. So get a little bit of optimization there, so you don't have to do process loading and then tear down. I'm just gonna double check on the scoreboard. All right, yep, so still 4 players, all at 100. John Rivers in first, Bigos, Felipe, and Celesian. And I think betting is probably closed at this point as we've got less than an hour left now.
I believe you are correct, but y'all can try betting if you have not yet.
I'm gonna bet on myself.
That's always the best bet.
It's always a good bet. Good bet. Good bet.
Fusion said he bet on Dante, and then Dante dropped. Oh, that's rough. And also Fusion saying that it looks like Celesian pressed Control C, accidentally killed the shell, which kind of goes to this evergreen piece of advice that I've long heard is always throw yourself a second shell.
Well, I mean, he's got access enough. He should be able to just start it over, but I don't think he realized he killed it.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. We're watching John Rivers now. Let's take a look at what John's doing. Oh, nice. All right. So I guess
Wordless.
Yeah. And I see this username Mitch being passed into Hydra, but I didn't see where that came from, although maybe it's just a placeholder. But I like that the players are taking notes as they go along, always super valuable. Literally one of the most important pen testing skills, I feel like.
Especially if you want to learn how to write reports later.
Yeah. The necessary evil, as it were. Yeah, that was a fast lesson learned of taking notes and keeping track of what I was doing after
As
having
you
to
go
be
along.
like, yeah, how did I get this shell? How did I end up here? Let's see. So yeah, John looks like he's kind of on pause. We're gonna jump down to Big O's, who is also on the scoreboard. And I don't know this particular app, Gorm.
Not familiar with that.
Yeah, we're learning.
Ngrok.
Ngrok is cool. Tunnel connections across the internet, and so you basically run like an agent on your attack host, whether that's like your VM locally or on a VPS or whatever. And Ngrok will handle the connections for you, so you don't have to worry about setting up a NAT or firewall rules or whatever. And then I think there's like a free version. Yeah, so we see plan free. The free version I think allows you one connection, but I don't think it's encrypted. But then like the paid version, you can do multiple encryptions with TLS, which is also pretty nice.
First shell cheat sheet.
Yeah, I love this repo. Payloads, all the things. So much good stuff in here. Like this and like hack tricks are some of my like most frequently visited sites when I'm trying to figure out how to do something.
Alrighty, so I just have a very quick message from one of our sponsors tonight, from Axe Labs. If you're in a casual conversation or even a formal one in a cafe, and you need to know if a specific website has WAF,
Web application firewall.
okay, or a protection system, you can download the WAF hook for Android, which is a simple application. It's small, totally free and without ads, that helps you, the security analyst, to obtain important information for your chat. Developed by Axe Labs, which is a 100% Brazilian company specialized in cybersecurity. Sorry for the weird phrasings. I was translating directly from Portuguese as I was saying.
I thought you did well.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that was good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All made
Somebody
sense.
found that flag. Who is that? Celesian?
We are watching Big O's
I'm
right
watching
now.
Celesian.
Who are all right?
I think he just looked like he found a flag.
Yeah, Celesian at 500 now.
Oh boy, really? Already?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
his grepping for the flag name is helping him.
Yes. Metagaming in the CTF. I'm telling you, it's like the unrecognized skill.
All right.
Playing
Here we
inside the
go.
rules.
Yep, absolutely.
Here we go. Celesian in late game coming in strong now in first place with 500 points. Celesian does that actually. In the first editions that we narrated, and Celesian was there. We were hosting his first win ever here on UHC, and he did something that I thought it was beautiful. That that communicates a lot with esports itself. I'm a big esports fan, and he had the first flag, the easy flag, on early game. Then he went for the mid flag, submitted the mid flag on mid game, and on late game he had root. And it was beautiful to see that timing of early, mid, and late game being translated into the CTF perfectly. I felt like watching an actual esports match.
Yeah, it was the most esports moment in hacking that I've ever seen. Fusion also mentioning sec lists. Sec lists are like super dope. I love the word lists that are in there. RockU, I think might be in sec lists like as a compressed archive, but there's like so much good stuff for enumeration in there, as well as like just things like usernames for services that I wouldn't have known about. So super cool. Good call out. Yes, yeah. Fusion also mentioning RockU is in Kali by default under user/share/wordless.
The history of RockU is actually really kind of interesting. If you're bored and want to look it up,
tell us.
It came out, I believe it was part of a MySpace hack.
I thought RockU was a separate site.
No, RockU I thought started from the giant password hack of MySpace forever ago, and then this guy just grepped the crap out of it.
Nice.
Found a bunch of unique passwords.
Nice.
Was it? I don't know. Scoop says it was RockU.com.
Yeah, I thought it was a separate site, but yeah, same thing. There was like some vulnerability, and then they just like pulled all of the passwords out. And I can't remember, the passwords may not have even been hashed initially. Like there may not have been any cracking to do. It was literally like just dump the database and
I don't think there was cracking involved.
So this is cool. On Celesian's screen, they ran LinPs, which I'm a big fan of in CTFs. And LinPs being a privilege escalation toolkit, it'll like do all these checks on a system for you. And then it found some binary called JJS, which I've never heard of before. But then immediately Celesian goes to GTFO bins and starts looking for JJS, which is super cool. Also a big fan of GTFO bins in all contexts because I love to live off the land, right? When I get on a system, I don't want to pull down other files if I can avoid it. If I can use files that are already there or just figure out how the systems talk to each other on their own, that's the way I want to go.
Well, yeah, you get less track. There's less evidence.
Yep, absolutely. Less cleanup work, right? I'm lazy. This is where being lazy comes in.
Yeah. I've come across a lot of lazy pen testers.
Yeah.
Clean up it all.
Yeah. Cool. So let's see. Celesian, looking back through the LinP's output, I think there's only one more flag left for Celesian. So,
and is that root?
Yeah, it's the root flag. So they just have to privest. But going back and looking at the MySQL credentials, and I like this. This is a placeholder here. Name to use here, or name of use here, is the username that's in the config file. And I've always joked that like I make my passwords shell commands. And so that way, if I ever like fat finger my password and type it into a shell prompt, it shows up in my shell, in my bash history. But anybody looking through that is going to be like, well, that's not password 123. It's just a shell command that they ran.
Right.
And so nobody would know that that was actually my password.
Nice.
My password is sed-e double space double quotes s/.
Little Bobby drop tables.
Ricardo got on the scoreboard.
Yeah, we have another 2 players in the scoreboard now. We have, if I'm not mistaken, let me double check. Yeah, we have Mateus Pimentel here, and we have Ricardo as well on the scoreboard. So now we have 6 players in the scoreboard, which is really good. I'm happy to see that we're moving fast here in the end. Yeah,
awesome. Picking up steam. And
yeah, 6 out of 8, right? Because we're missing 2.
Yes.
Right. Yep. Jackalope, you're always welcome to fat finger my password. Just let me know which password of mine you want. I'll send it over to you. And Fusion, definitely go ahead, log into the Bandcamp. I've got all the unreleased stuff up there. Just haven't hit publish on it yet.
You should probably check with Dual Core's wife before you go fat fingering anything of his.
I was gonna say, what is fat fingering? I am interested. Can you tell me more about it?
Wait a minute, did he just turn red a little bit?
No, it's lighting, the shift on the lighting.
Lighting.
Let's share knowledge, y'all.
Only knowledge?
I mean, live on Twitch, yes.
That'll definitely get you banned from Twitch.
But we would get a lot of tips first.
We already have enough FBI agents here, so we don't need more.
Nice. It looks like there might be GCC on the box. And so we see Celesian creating a file, C source file, that will basically get you, they'll try to reset your user ID, set your user ID and your group ID to 0, which is root, and then run a shell. So let's see if that actually works. Yeah, there is GCC on the box. So that's cool. Let's see.
Oh my lord! Look
What's
at
up?
the scoreboard, everyone. PHX is now with 600 points because he went directly for root.
Whoa. Let's check on Phoenix and see what they're doing.
Oh boy, unexpected turn of events here on our late game with now 40 minutes, a little bit more than 40 minutes to go.
Wow. How, where is the root shell? Like, what are you doing in the browser?
How the hell did this happen?
Also, is that
I've been
all of the
watching
shells?
Phoenix. I've been watching Phoenix, and like he's pretty much done everything through the browser, like unless it's Burp that he sent that through. Although up there on the up here, you see there's a root at Cali. Maybe he's got something going on in these terminals, but yeah, like pretty much everything he's been doing has been through the browser.
Wow.
Which has been pretty interesting to watch.
Yeah, let's see. That's just WFuzz, so that's just enumeration. What else? Where did you get these points?
Phoenix just took the lead, 600 points.
Seriously?
Yeah, for root.
Fuck. All right. Well, I went to go pee and I lost.
Yeah, we're these like strange catalysts somehow. Like the times that IPSEC has hosted with us, everybody hacks faster for some reason. We don't know why, but they just do. So the hosts have some like strange influence on the players.
So if he's got 600 points, he should be done.
Right. Yeah, that's the question that I had is
But
he
he
what are
went
the flags?
Yeah, he went straight for the root flag, so there is still 2 flags that he needs to get
Okay.
all of them. But at the end, if no one submits more flags to have more points, then he's gonna win by points.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm checking the scoreboard right now, and the root challenge is called "Think Out of the JVM," and so that's the only one that was solved by Phoenix, but is worth 600 points. So that's why they're at the top.
Okay, gotcha.
So, but usually from this vantage point, if you've got a root shell, usually you can just work your way backwards and find the other flags. Because they're like, if they're on the same system, you've got access to everything on the system usually, unless there's something else that's, limiting your visibility, like capabilities or something like that. But yeah, I'm really surprised that we're watching Phoenix and they're just kind of chilling right now. Like I would be on a rampage.
Maybe he went to B2.
Yeah, right.
It's like I
Liz
got
Borden
points
can
going
go
to the
pee, so
restroom
can
now.
How about Celesian? Celesian must be full on now, trying to go after the points that he he should be getting.
Yeah, I'm sure he's pissed.
Yeah. So he's. It looks like he just threw himself his new shell. He's got a binary that he put in temp. It's called RSRS, real serious. But it's not getting like his approach to privilege escalation isn't getting anything. So he's still working with this. I guess looking at the JJS stuff. Oh, I see. Okay, so I think what he's going to do. So you got the GTFO bins up, right? And if you can privesc with this JJS thing, maybe you pass it like your own binary to do the set UID for you. And so that way your set UID binary runs as root and then drops you a root shell.
And you're done.
Yep.
I was going to say someone should keep an eye on PHX just to be sure, because we're all here on Celesian.
Yeah, I'll watch them.
I like this approach that Celesian just took is also, oh, wait, 700. Whoa, John Rivers. What?
Did you submit all of them at once?
No, so John Rivers has the root flag and the first flag and is missing the middle flag.
Oh my God. Okay, so now we have 3 of them to watch. Yo, this is gonna be teamwork. Come on.
All right, I'm watching PHX.
Wow. And John Rivers' screen is loading.
It's not loading. Fucking Discord.
Maybe you should tip the cap.
Yeah.
Come on,
okay.
Discord.
It looks like Celesian is running the GTFO bin stuff correctly. But okay, so the approach that I was saying is what they're doing now, what Celesian's doing now is instead of dropping a shell, they're just trying to copy the root directory over to somewhere because that's where the final flag will be, right? And I've done this on CTFs too, right? I get something to run as root, but I don't get a shell, but I get the flag that's on the file system, and that's all I
copy
need.
everything over.
Yep.
Oh my God! Come on, Discord.
Wow. Bounce to somebody else, and let's see if we can get somebody else on the screen.
PHX is not really doing much. He's kind of bouncing around a little bit.
Got it. Yeah, I think Celesian is really close here if JJS is the correct route. If it's the correct route, then I would expect Celesian to have the root shell or the final flag here pretty quickly. The thing is, their payload. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay. I was like, they're checking. They weren't checking the right path. Celesian wasn't checking the right path. But it looks like the payload does run. It just doesn't run with elevated privileges, right? Their C binary does copy root over to this directory named A in dev SHM. So you get the free write into shared memory.
Looks like
What happened?
Looks like
John
Big
Rivers.
O's on something.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
John Rivers just dropped. I was like, oh my God.
He just dropped.
Yeah, he dropped and then came back. He got offline and then online back again.
Nice.
Just as my heart.
Oh yeah. So Big O's with the shell, and looking around. That backups directory, that doesn't seem like a normal directory to me. Usually if I see backups, that seems like a good place. I can't tell you how many times I've found
Backup
keys
and
or credentials.
Temp's another one I love seeing.
Yeah. But /temp is on, pretty much all systems, right? But backups is not a standard directory. So when I see that.
/temp is.
/temp,
You
yep.
find temp in other directories.
Oh, yeah. Like TMP, TEMP or whatever.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, good call. Oh, maybe they were in var. Oh, that's it. Okay, so I think var backups might be standard in some distributions. I thought they were at the root. Got it. Yeah, there's a listing of the root, and there's a file named 10.10.14.4.80. I would be curious what that is.
Yeah, that would be where I'd be all over.
I think he made that file by accident.
Oh, did he?
Okay. Yeah.
Like that. Oh.
Is someone watching John?
No, I could not get their Discord to load. I'll try it. Okay, John is.
And then Celesian.
John is talking in the Brazilian Twitch.
I think they kicked him from the Discord the time that he just went off. I think he was having some technical trouble that we could not see his stream, and then they kicked him and brought him back just to be sure everything was on its place. All right, nice. Let's check Celesian now because no one's watching him at this moment.
I was trying to see what that. Oh wow! So I guess the root file system is readable. It looks like from the on John Rivers' screen, just from the WildPwn RCE, they were able to do like an ls/root and see the contents.
Whoops.
So yeah, I don't know if that's intentional or not, but that means now they just have to find this middle flag. They didn't even need a root shell necessarily, which also explains why I forget who the other player was that we saw that had the root flag, and Phoenix. When we went over to their screen, there was no root shell. We were like, "Where's the root shell?" So yeah, now it's just a race of like who's gonna find it first.
Yeah, Phoenix is going through bash history.
Here's the proud moment. Please run Python 2.7, not 3.6 shit. None of my damn tools have been updated.
So this is yet another moment of being lazy for the win, right? Because here Celesian is like working super hard to get a root shell, but if they just tried like, can I read the root directory, like /root, they would be like, oh, there's the flag, and it would be over. And you know, when we started and the players were looking at WordPress, I forgot to call out. I can't tell you how many times I've found a box that has some like WordPress install on it. And in doing further enumeration just of like the host itself, I'll find something that's even easier to get onto the box than doing WordPress enumeration.
Oh yeah.
And so I thought it would be funny if there was like, the WordPress is kind of a red herring of sorts, or there's like an even easier way in. And if you were just lazy, you could have got it.
So here we have.
Oh, there it is. Here it comes on Celesian's screen right now.
Oh,
there it is. There's the red flag.
He's like going as fast as
is
he
he
can.
gonna win? He's gonna win! Yes!
There it is.
Oh,
Oh my God! We have it!
Nice.
He's like making sure.
screenshot.
Holy moly.
Control Q, kill everything.
Fucking done.
Nice. With 30 minutes left, Celesian gets the root flag. That was amazing.
And that was a really close call because for a moment there, João Ribeiro and PHX came out of nowhere with a lot of points.
Yeah.
And Celesian surprised us. Celesian came from nowhere, and Celesian came in and represented and got all the points that he was in need. And wow, that was really impressive. All right, Celesian, well done.
Yeah. I wonder if Celesian realized whether he needed that root shell or not. I guess we'll find out in the debrief here when we join the Brazilian channel. But for all the folks that are on with us, make sure you stay with us as we go into the Brazilian channel because we'll go through the walkthrough.
No. Wait a minute. We forgot that tonight's match we have prizes for the second and third place as well. So we're going till the end. So we're going through our 30 minutes plus our remaining 30 minutes here tonight to see who gets second and who gets third place as well.
Got it. I thought it was whenever the first person finished all the flags, then we were just counting whoever was in second or third at that point. Got it. Well, now at the scoreboard, there's a new set of leaders. So in second place is still John Rivers, but Felipe.
That is amazing.
Felipe is now in third and has passed Phoenix. So we saw
Nice.
Phoenix make that jump, but now Phoenix no longer in the top 3.
Oh boy.
You shouldn't have gone pee.
Yeah, he shouldn't have gone pee.
Yeah, I saw Fusion call out something about having stream diapers. So maybe the players need to look at getting stream diapers so they don't have to go to the bathroom.
No. Like, I mean, the last time I heard about people wearing diapers was that crazy astronaut.
Yes.
And that story still has like mortified me.
Yeah.
Man, Discord does not want us to watch John's screen tonight. Jesus.
There is a GIF of Celesian eating, I think, cereal or eating something. And this was like on one of the endings of UHC when he was like doing the debrief with us.
That is amazing.
Oh my god, those kids. All right, let's watch Felipe. What's Felipe's doing?
Yeah, because Felipe is coming up here, and you know they're so close. Like whoever can grep fastest for that flag is going to get it.
The staff here is telling me that Celesian has that gift because he ate everyone. Yes, that's the joke right there for y'all.
So now it's okay that he's not podcasting, right?
Yes.
Man, John,
wow.
John can't keep a stream going.
Yeah. I can see a preview when I hover over John's name, but I can't get the stream to load.
Yeah,
Felipe.
If he keeps facing that issue right there, he is probably gonna get disqualified. So,
Well, I don't. He's there broadcasting. It's just that like Discord isn't rendering the stream.
No, the Brazilians are having the same issue. It's not us. It's something that it's some technical difficulty that either John is going through or he is making it happen. So you better come back live real quick.
It has been spoken.
Marina has said.
Yep.
Has been declared.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Cool. One of the things I think is fascinating here about Felipe is Felipe does not have a shell. Like Felipe is still working on their own attack platform, and they never got a shell on the remote host. But they've got the RCE, so pretty much they just need to figure out how to grep. Excuse me, and then that'll be it. But they're dealing with escaping issues, which is never fun.
They're trying too hard through the command line.
Yeah.
Yeah, for John Rivers, it's only the hard one, the hard flag missing. And let's see, for Felipe is the hard one. For PHX is both the medium and hard ones. And I guess that's it for all the others. There's even more flags in need to be solved.
Yeah, so I guess the terminology is a little confusing here, right? The most difficult flag is labeled as root on the scoreboard.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then the middle flag is labeled as hard, and then the easiest flag is labeled as medium.
Because there is no easy flag tonight, y'all.
Apparently not.
Yeah, John's screen is up. I can see John's screen now.
He must have restarted it.
Yeah.
Well, at least you can.
So John is looking at they have an intruder payload set up, and they're trying to get a reverse shell now in repeater. So doing the URL encoding for the payload pass. Do they have a listener set up? That's the next question. Oh, they've got ngrok. Let's see. But do they have the ngrok listener? Okay, 443. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I like at this point, for me playing, I would, if I found that with the web RCE, I was able to read the root flag, I would then assert that I would be able to read any of the lower flags through the same mechanism. And so I would just run a grep and maybe even do it through a find. Like we saw Celesian do find where it's like -x dev. So like, you know, it's like, don't bother looking at any like devices on the system. There's a couple other things you can do too. Like with find, you can do like type F, for example. So you can say like, look only at files. So I don't know if I would be going for a reverse shell at this point. I think I would just be letting grep run, but I don't know. Maybe if you have a long running process here in the web RCE, it might time out, right? You might hit like a HTTP timeout. So maybe reverse shell is needed.
Come on, Felipe.
Yeah, I know. Who's it going to be? Or
like, he's close. He's running into that same problem that Celesian was earlier. He couldn't get it encoded right.
There we go. Somebody shared in the Discord.
What?
Script.
Oh, they put the Discord.
Yep, they threw it up in the Discord.
So how to do the find?
Yep.
Nice.
Now Big O's after it.
Nice. Let's check in on Big O's. Oh yeah. So yep, Big O's with a interesting. Big O's with a shell, but I don't know if I would run that command because that grep that you're running, the way that the grep is structured, the regular regex that was there was only for lines that start with UHC curly brace. So if there's any other character before the UHC, the grep will miss it. I don't know if that's necessarily a good script to run. We'll see what happens. Or a good set of commands to run.
David, are you looking at the one that they threw up in the general chat?
I was just seeing the one that was in Big O's shell, where it was like a find and then pipe to grep.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah. Yep. Another thing you can do with grep is there's a flag that will say don't look at binary files, right? And so like here on Big O's screen, we're seeing that like all these binary files match. Mm-hmm. And so if you like, I don't know, I would try not binary files first and see if you can get it.
Well, I thought it was very interesting, like that you brought up the using the double quotes, like that can be a lifesaver in these things, like actually pulling out the right things when you're talking about the curly brackets earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, that could save you so much time and headache.
Yeah. I feel like in situations like UHC, one of the key separators will be who can do something faster, right? Who knows a faster way to get the thing done? And so if you're like in this case, it's kind of like a race as to like who's gonna grep the fastest. And so what are all the different ways to find content on a file system? And whichever one is the fastest, that's the one that's going to be the best. And I think here, Bigos is just doing like a straight up grep-r. So it's going to look at every single thing. It's going to look at block devices, character devices, like network mounts potentially. And I think that xdev, but if you do like a find-xdev, I don't think it will traverse the network mount necessarily. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, and then they canceled the grep, right? So now if you want to start searching for the flag again, you're starting from no results. So here, in this case, what I would do is throw myself another shell, use one shell to like just let this grep run, and then, you know, manually in the second shell, go look around and poke at things. I haven't seen whether they've checked for interfaces on the system either, right? So at this point, the players might not know maybe there's a second host somewhere that they need to pivot to. Right. I haven't seen anybody check for whether that could be the case. If you check your interfaces and you see there's only one, then you know, like, okay, this host doesn't talk to anything probably. Or you know, do a netstat and see like what hosts are connected right now.
As y'all seen on the screen right now, the scoreboard, Celesian obviously already won first place, but João Ribeiro, Felipe Vasque, and Ricardo are all tied up with 700 points. So they're all going for the second place, and they all have the same points, now going for the same flag. And it's a race for second and third place. And we only have about 20 minutes left on the clock. PHX is in fifth place with 600 points, also on the run for the second or third place.
Scoob asking in the chat if it's also case sensitive, and I'm not sure what that is referring to, but the flags, you know, would be case sensitive, and the file system here is case sensitive. So yeah, I'm just going to say yes. That is the regex. Okay, the regex in the grep was case sensitive because a -i was not specified. So -i would make the grep case insensitive, but it was just grep -E. And so that's just like to use, I think, Perl compatible regular expressions, I want to say. Yeah, and Fusion also saying you could do -L to list just a file if it matches. And instead of actually giving you the content, you could just say, like, you know, show me which files match. Correct. Scoob is asking if it was UHC and caps, if they had in a file capital UHC curly brace, this particular grep would not find it because it's not doing a case insensitive search. Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess looking for set UID binaries, I think, is what was going on in this search. Oh, sorry. I was looking at Felipe Vasque. Who are we looking at right now?
That looks like is that PHX? No.
Bigos is where Marina is. Let's see. And I'm just going to check the scoreboard again, just to see where everyone's at. Okay, so
paused on Phoenix.
So yeah, John Rivers, Felipe, and Ricardo are all at 700. So let's see if any of them.
Point. Who's leading out of those three?
Let's see. In current, like at the top of those three is John, and then Felipe. Yep, John got there before Felipe. Felipe got there before Ricardo. So let's see, is John's stream working? The big question. It does not appear so. Oh, wait, no, there it is.
It's working.
Yeah, nice.
Hey, everyone, it's time for our picture here. So we're going to just take a quick minute and do a funny pose or something. And y'all here in the chat can print us, can print our screen. And and please quote us, let us, find us on Twitter or your social media preference, Instagram or whatever, and add us so we can retweet or repost your posts. And thank you so much for watching. And it's now picture time.
Oh, we have to do a picture.
Woohoo!
Fight the power. Kevin.
I'm drinking mango truly. That's where I'm at tonight.
The genuine
That's how hardcore.
feeling
I'll
on
stick
that.
with bourbon.
Nice.
All right, thank you. Let's go back to the game.
We're gonna get like a Truly sponsorship now.
That'd be awesome.
I'm really curious because supposedly now there's an iced tea and like flavors truly. So yeah, that should be interesting.
Nice.
Send some here. We'll host every weekend.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go. Let's see.
What's the leaderboard again right now, David?
Let's see.
Phoenix.
I'm just
Felipe
refreshing.
and John.
Yeah, John Rivers, Felipe, and Ricardo in that order. So if
Come on,
we
Mateus.
go,
Come out of the dark. Come out of the dark.
if we go another 15 minutes and it hasn't changed, John Rivers and Felipe will be our second and third place finishers.
Just for the record, Jackalope had a great new name for John Rivers, which was Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
John Rivers. That would be amazing. Although there can only be one Joan Rivers, and even though she's not with us anymore, it's like you can't have another Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Come on, don't be like that.
No. I'm not saying I didn't like the woman. There were once or twice the shit came out of her mouth that never should have come out.
For everyone watching here, we are only 15 minutes away from the end of our match tonight. We already have our first winner of tonight's match, is Celesian. If we keep the way we are right now on the scoreboard, we will have João Ribeiro and Felipe Vasque on second and third place. That can change because we have a lot of people also in the scoreboard. Ricardo is tied up with them. PHX is only 100 points behind, so it is not impossible for things to turn around. We've already seen that happening here on UHC more than once in the last 5 minutes. And stay with us because at the end here, we're going to raid into the Brazilian channel. We're gonna, go meet our Brazilian friends and hosts there on their live stream, and we're gonna interview. The winner of tonight's match. The three. I think we're gonna interview the top three actually, and we're gonna have Hack the Box prizes for them, and also a Hack the Box giveaway for everyone in the chat. So if you stay with us and raid with us to the other channel. You can get in the giveaway. You can get an entire year of VIP Plus subscription from Hack the Box. You just have to stay with us. You don't have to do nothing special. And we're also gonna interview the Kadu, the dude who actually builds the machines for the CTF, and we're gonna have a walkthrough through all the flags. As soon as we're finished here. So we're now on our last, a little bit more than 10 minutes, our last 12 minutes.
In the chat, somebody asked if they can see the scoreboard, and I hit bang scoreboard in the chat, and that's the link to get it. Flip Zero, the giveaway will happen in the Brazilian Twitch, but we will raid into the Brazilian Twitch, so you'll automatically join and be there that you can enter for the giveaway.
Yeah, you don't have to do nothing. Just stay here with us, and we are all gonna automatically raid into their channel. Raid is a transfer of crowds from one channel to another on Twitch. You can just take everyone with you if you're gonna change channels. And you don't have to do nothing. Just literally stay there. You're gonna be automatically transported into their stream.
Yeah. All right, let's see. I'm Marina, you're checking out John.
I'm trying. All right, I'm in it.
Nice. Yeah, it's I've been bouncing around, and it seems like each of the players is struggling with a different aspect, and I think it's kind of tough in this situation with time winding down the last 10 minutes to like try to keep everything straight. And I saw like Felipe, for example, was having trouble with like URL encoding and like bash quote escaping, right? And there's like two different things to keep straight at the same time, and it's kind of tough when you've got that there's two other people that are gunning for the same flag with 10 minutes left. Let's see. What's Justin and Ryan, y'all are looking at Ricardo. Are they doing anything cool?
Ricardo's right now trying to he might be on something.
A file called creds.
Yep. He's trying to cat out the file.
UHC.
Right.
Felipe's still messing around with trying to encode that command for the wild poem.
Yeah, one of the things that I do when I kind of get stuck in that situation is I'll set up the command in burp and make sure that I can get it to go through in repeater, and then I'll go over to the history and I'll do like right click, export it, or copy as curl, right? And then that just gives it to you in your clipboard ready to go. You don't have to like guess anymore at the encodings or the escapes or anything like that. You know that it's working, bam, paste it and let it run.
Oh, copy as curl has got to be one of the sexiest things burp does for you. Like,
it's such a nice feature, and also it makes your reports look cooler because you can keep it in the console. You're like, look at me hacking as console on the Matrix.
This is what you wanted to see.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. This is what you're paying for. I'm checking out John, and they're still working through the CMD. So another thing that's interesting here is the CMD being the web RCE, that CMD parameter. One of the things that's interesting is they did like an ls/, and it looked like there was a file directly in the root of the file system at /rev.php, which to me means like the root file system is writable potentially.
Yeah.
So then I would be like, okay, cool. What else can I overwrite? Can I add an entry to like Etsy password or to like Etsy shadow? I figured that would have come up in like the linps run. So it's probably not the case here, but I would definitely be looking for ways that I could use write primitives. But of course you don't necessarily need it. All you need to do is read that last flag. So it's like, you just got to figure out like where it is. And it looks like John's got a reverse shell now, so that's good. As www-data, which I think had access for the other flags. They're fixing up the shell. Oh, Python not found. Yep. So this is where I would do like a where is Python, and that will get you the environment of like, oh, we do have Python, but it's Python 2.7 or Python 3.5 or something like that. Yeah, there you go. Python 3. Cool. So now they found Python. So now they can fix up the shell. And this is like one of those things that I think is probably muscle memory for some players, right? Like you catch some reverse shell and you're just like, in your sleep, you can fix it up to being a nice shell with tab completion and the screen's not a mess.
Yep.
Nice. It looks like they got it. Sweet.
Yeah. He should be good now.
All right, go find that flag. I'm just going to double check the scoreboard here. We're down to our last 6 minutes, it looks like. Still the same, 700s for John Rivers, Felipe, and Ricardo.
I just dropped there for a minute. Let me share my screen again.
Oh,
come
nice.
on, Mateus, come out of nowhere. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like all
Mateus
the flags
just-
at once.
Mateus has like an at job that just like posts all the flags at like 7:59. Let's see. John here is trying to. I saw them try to do like a change mode plus S on bin bash, trying to like set UID. The thing that's funny is I think I'm just going to go back and double check here, but I think that John already has the root flag.
I thought he did. I thought he was the one that got it first.
Yeah. So let me just.
Did he have it?
Oh yeah. So yeah, he's got
he
root
does.
and medium. So I mean, to me as a player, if I saw that I got the root flag already, I would like abandon trying to privesk into a root shell. I'd just be like, oh, there's some other flag that I need to go find. Like, where can I find it?
Right.
And I guess so they made a copy of they copied the bash file over, change mode it to plus S. But I don't think this gets you like a root shell. I think you need something running as root to be able to do that. Let's see.
He got stuck.
Yeah. And with 4 minutes left, I totally know that feeling of being like, there's only a couple of minutes. Maybe I can just hold on.
Yeah.
It was definitely me in the last OSINT CTF at DerbyCon. I got up there and I was in the lead for most of it. And then somebody actually took the lead and I managed to get back in the lead. And fortunately, in like the last few minutes, I saw that other person just kind of be like, I'm giving up or whatever. And I was like, you're not tricking me. And I kept going, but I was like, mentally, I've also given up at this point. I'm ready for it to be done.
All right, yeah, and also on that one, you knew half the people better than anyone else in that competition, you little cheater.
What? I got all of my flags legitimately, and you had to submit screenshots of how they got them. Now, on the topic of metagaming, though, I may or may not have just like guessed at things that I found, right? Like there was one person I remember, it was like, the question was like, where was their first job? And I found like a profile page about the person, and it was like, they lived in, like Cheyenne, Wyoming, and Beaver Creek, Ohio, and Tampa, Florida. And so I was like, cool. Like, did they get their first job in Cheyenne, Wyoming? And it was like, no. I was like, did they get it in Beaver Creek, Ohio? And it was like, yes. I was like, cool. And then I just took a screenshot of that page and I was like, Beaver Creek, Ohio. I don't think like that's the way that they really wanted you to get the flags, but metagaming, right? This is how you excel.
No, I remember one of the flags was what was a certain player's real name, and it was kind of funny because very few people know that person's real name, and it was like, oh yeah, that one kind of made me laugh.
Nice.
What was the handle of the real name?
Huh?
What was the handle of the real name?
Skydog's real name.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. Yep. Also, I think my Discord has locked up, so now I'm reliant on the stream here. But it looks like everybody's kind of checking out. We may not get an actual.
Yeah, I think people are giving up.
No, Phoenix is still like giving it everything here.
Nice. Come on, Phoenix, you can do it. Minute and a half. You got this.
Mateus, it's time to submit everything.
Yes. Fire the at job. Well, there was 1 week where Wade actually got the last flag with 6 or 7 minutes left or something like that. Like the players were stuck for a while, and then right at the end, Wade got the final flag and pulled it out for the victory. It was amazing.
Huh.
And of course, someone very sadistic now brought the scoreboard down. So we're not going to know. We are only finding out whoever got second and first place on the other stream. But if no one if no one else submits, we're still gonna have the same result as we had in the scoreboard so far.
Got it. Yeah, and I guess it looks like here they're trying to. I'm not sure who we're watching, but it looks like they're trying to run this grep across the entire system, looking for UHC.
We're watching PHX.
Phoenix, nice.
But I think that's gonna be it, y'all. We're only 1 minute away, so
10 seconds.
10 seconds. All right, so stay here with us. You don't have to do nothing. We're gonna raid into the Brazilian channel to interview the winner, to know about the walkthrough from the CTF creator himself, and also to have a Hack the Box giveaway for y'all in the chat. So the 3 top players of tonight's match are going to take Hack the Box prizes, and we're going to have a Hack the Box giveaway for y'all here in the chat as well. Stay with us. You don't have to do nothing. You just have to literally stay with us, and we're going to raid into the other channel. And also a very valid reminder, we're going to have, we can win Jack the Box. Sure. Okay. We're gonna, this interview / walkthrough / giveaway is gonna happen both in Portuguese and English. But bear with us. We're gonna do, a real life translation.
Get it.